Boys have officially lost their ever-loving mind. What's up, people? It's your boy MM2K of Hard Knock Digital Culture, Cloud Dosage, and MM2K Gaming back again with another episode of Quick Dose. This is where we talk about the latest and greatest in the video game world news, and man, oh man, do we have one for you today. But before we get into this one, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, rock those bells for notifications, please, so you know when we're dropping these doses. We appreciate it, everybody, as always. And make sure when you're rocking those bells, you change it to all, not personalized, so you don't miss any of the content we got coming your way. If you're watching this video as a precursor to NRO podcast, buckle up. We got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about Xbox Avowed. We're going to be giving our thoughts on the PlayStation showcase, along as the financials that I'm going to talk about right now briefly. And then we're going to be talking about the best games shown so far of 2025 and more. All right, let's get into this one. So unscripted, totally unscripted. This is off the grip. You know what I'm saying? I want to show you guys something in relation to the latest financials that were sent by Sony or forwarded to us by Sony. So in order for me to do that, I got to do this. This is a tweet that I sent out, and I said, this is why console sales matter. The more people that commit to your console, the more they commit to buying games from your dedicated marketplace. Marketplaces generally make more money than publishers. Why the blank you think Steam, or really Valve, makes games every 50 years and primarily sells-ish via Steam. All right? What am I talking about? Well, shout out to Nib. He put out this comparison here where we got Xbox's quarterlies not too long ago. It would have been fiscal year quarter 2 for them. Sony's fiscal year runs differently, so it's fiscal year quarter 3 for PlayStation. But in the fiscal year quarter for Xbox's hardware was down 29%. Right? Some people may say, well, what's there to panic? Xbox says that everything is an Xbox. Well, even though they dropped Call of Duty in Game Pass, their premier service day and date, content and services only went up 2%. And total gaming revenue went down 7%. Right? PlayStation, in contrast, for quarter 3 fiscal, which is the same time period, it's October through December, PlayStation hardware went up 16%. But for those of you that want to shy away from the hardware, like that doesn't matter, their network services went up 28%, and their total gaming revenue went up 16.5%. As a matter of fact, if we go to this next tweet provided by Derek Strickland, based on the data provided by each company, Sony commanded approximately 50% of the big three's revenue. So Sony and PlayStation alone, for all of calendar 2024. Now, this is January through December 2024. PlayStation during that period, according to Derek Strickland's data, they made $30.8 billion. Microsoft, Xbox, even with ABK, recorded $22.7 billion, and Nintendo came in at $8 billion. So Sony alone almost had as much revenue as Xbox and Nintendo combined. It was pretty much, it was 50-50 between PlayStation alone and Xbox and Nintendo. That's crazy. And as far as this fiscal quarter is concerned, it was the biggest fiscal quarter for PlayStation as far as them selling consoles. They sold 9.5 million PlayStation 5s. But here's the big kicker. 42% of those PlayStations that were sold, or the PlayStations bought during that period, seemingly were purchased by new users. And that's according to data that shows as people were buying their consoles, and of course to update them and to play their PlayStation 5, you either sign into an existing PlayStation network or a network account, or you create a new one. And 42% of the people that bought PlayStation 5s, they were signing up on new accounts, meaning these were not PlayStation 4 people. Okay. So I've seen some conversations online about, well, are these just converts from the PlayStation 4, which the data shows otherwise, and people trying to downplay this in several ways. But the two biggest statistics or slides for me is this one and this one. The two biggest statistical slides for me, and again, it would be helpful if I showed you and not had the video plan, was this one, which shows the comparison, and this one showing you how much of a juggernaut PlayStation is. People don't understand this, and we're going to break down why they don't understand it. They don't understand it because they think that it's all about how many games you sell, that you create, versus being a marketplace. They have this whimsical belief that publishers make more money than marketplaces, and they don't. Simply put, as I said in the tweet, why the F do you think Valve makes games every 50 years and primarily sells ish? Why do you think that? Valve games are some of the most critically acclaimed and sought after games out there. I remember people were begging them, when's the Half-Life 3? When's this come? They ain't jumping to that. Why? Because they're making hand over fist with Steam. Now, as much as they're making with Steam, they still aren't messing with the revenue that's being made by PlayStation. They're not even messing with the revenue that's being made by Xbox. But let's just focus on PlayStation, because PlayStation, out of the two, acts more like a marketplace, where Xbox is only as close as they are to PlayStation because they bought Activision Blizzard. And as the days go by, they're acting more and more like a publisher. They've even forsaken their own platform to extract exclusivity from that to put these games on PlayStation, their former rival. And still technically is a rival to their platform, but they're showing you at this moment how less of a priority their platform is. And that's not to say that they won't make a handheld, or there's rumors that they finally greenlit the production of a next gen piece of hardware or whatever. I'm not saying any of that is true, but there's going to be time before that hardware comes to fruition. So right now, the Xbox hardware is taking a backseat to everything else. Not just the hardware, but the platform. It's taking a backseat to everything else. Because they want to sell these games. And they said, according to Tim Stewart, who's part of Microsoft, and he doesn't say what he says unless the people above him agree to it, that their approach now is for high margin business, meaning the stuff that they were doing before was not high margin. Game Pass wasn't high margin, and their console wasn't high margin business. Remember, that's why they had to paywall to free-to-play games, because, and they said this numerous times. I remember talking to the homie Randolph Thor, or listening. No, I wasn't talking to him. I was listening to something that he had said during a podcast years ago, and he was informed during that podcast. He mentioned that he was informed that the reason why they have the paywall is to subsidize for the console. So Microsoft's always had problems with the fact that they're always going to lose money on the console, unlike PlayStation, who makes money on their consoles after a good year or two. As a matter of fact, with the PlayStation 5, they made money, or they made returns faster on the PlayStation 5, I believe faster than any other console previous, if my data is right. At least faster than the PlayStation 4 and definitely the PlayStation 3. Right? But what people don't understand is they think it's just selling the consoles. People are jumping up and down in that. No, about that. When you sell the console, That's a heavy commitment. You're paying what, $400 or $500, right? To gain access to a marketplace. A marketplace that you can only get on PlayStation. See, people thought I was console worn when I kept showing you guys time and time again how PlayStation was the only place that you could get the top 20 games that were on NPD for year-to-date polling. You go look at all those top 20 games, and every single game that was making the year-to-date top 20 lists on NPD, there was only one marketplace where you can get all those games on that list. And that was the PlayStation 5 marketplace. It wasn't even a PlayStation 4 marketplace. It was the PlayStation 5. And see, so that stuff correlates. So when you have situations like that, that leads to situations like this, where again, 42% of your, I mean, you get 9.5 million PlayStation 5s are sold, because what is that? 58% of the people that were on PlayStation 4, 58% of the people rather were on PlayStation 4s or had old PlayStation accounts. So they said, okay, if I want to get access to all these cool games, I got to go get a PlayStation 5. But there's 42% of that group who actually realized that the only place to get all those games is on the PlayStation 5. So therefore, they left where they were at previously in order to get a PlayStation 5, or they at least added a PlayStation 5 to their portfolio. So you guys think this is all about console war. It's not about that. It's about telling you what's actually going on versus the fanboys that want to put up a lot of smoke and mirrors. Now, speaking of fanboys putting up smoke and mirrors, even though we've previously quoted Derek Strickland, and I like Derek because he seems like a nice guy, I just think he's too emotionally charged in the fight for Xbox that it goes against his better journalistic judgment. What am I talking about? Derek put this out here, right? And let's scroll up here. Derek says here, he talks about the revenue, right, and how it broke records and all of the stuff, but he follows up with this. He throws some red meat out for the Xbox fanboys, of course. Despite the new revenue record, PlayStation's Q3 fiscal year 24 operating margin was just 7%. Was just 7%, right? So, if their profit margins, which were just 7%, if that's bad, then help us understand, Derek, what's Xbox's profit margins? Because I ask him here, I say, hey, Derek, in contrast, do we know what Microsoft's gaming's profit margins were? I know during the FTC trial, there was a mention. They were in single digits as well. And since the acquisition of ABK, wanted to know if this is still the case. Try looking for here. And I follow up with one of Derek's articles, right? Now, if you look at this thread, I'm not going to give this thread the light of day because it's a bunch of fanboys hopping in there. Why you want to know? Why you want to know about Xbox? Well, if PlayStation being at 7% is just 7%, then what's Xbox at? And it's more important to know where Xbox is at because look, when you look at the financials, Xbox actually went down. So what was their profit margins? The total, screw the Xbox hardware. The total game revenue was negative 7%. So what was theirs? We've talked about time and time again on this channel that yes, for Sony, their single digit profit margins for PlayStation is an issue for them. It's definitely a hurdle for them. And they've been doing things, some things garnering more reputational risk, and they're learning the lessons from it. You know, as they try different things to get those back up into double digits, because normally PlayStation is in double digits. But my thing is, one, if they're just in single digits and that's bad, what's Xbox at? And secondly, how do I know, as I state here, that they're in single digits or that Xbox was in single digits? Because I found out from Derek. This is an article from September 2023, which he had to update on October 9th, 2023, where Derek again tried to put together some red meat numbers in the favor of Xbox fans. And he does. And sometimes he put out good stuff. And not everything that's negative towards Sony is red meat for Xbox fans, but sometimes he puts together figures that don't show you the whole picture, but they just serve as red meat. Let's look at this again. He talks about how, he's discovered and he's found out Xbox's profit margins and how their profit margins seemingly exceed 12% or something like that, right? But then he had to correct it because this came out during the FTC trial. As he had put this thing out here and published it, making it seem like that Xbox's profit margins at the time were better than Sony's. Here's what Phil said during the FTC trial that our good friend Derek missed. It says, according to our findings, hey, what is up, people? What is up, people? What is up, people? It is your boy, MM2K of Hard Knock Digital Culture, Cloud Dosage, MM2K Gaming, back again with your co-host, Cold Blood Sensei. Cold Blood, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? You okay?
I am okay.
Good.
But you know who isn't?
Who isn't okay?
Well, Phil Spencer is not okay. Aaron Greenberg is not okay.
Oh man.
And Matt Booty was definitely ain't okay. I mean, not after the numbers PlayStation.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, bruh, you ain't never lied. Said there's an echo. Oh, hold on, an echo. Cold Blood has an echo. Hold on. Why does Cold Blood have an echo? Cold Blood, say something, brother.
Hello.
Okay, yeah. You're echoing on my thing. I thank y'all for calling that out. Hold on. Why is he echoing? Say something else, Cold Blood.
Hello.
Hello, Cold Blood, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, say something again.
Hello.
Okay, all right. Okay, we fixed it. All right. Like, let us know that last time he didn't echo, right? That's weird. Still there? Okay, let us know.
Oh, it's fixed.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah, that's weird. Something checked itself off. I'm glad we caught that early. Okay, we didn't do the typical MM2K. We go like an hour and a half and shit. We don't catch it. Or what was that we did with Space? Or I did it with Space Marines. I thought we were streaming. I'm still sick about that one, bro. We fucking beat Space Marines, right? And I'm thinking we're live the whole time and shit. I'm looking at the screen and the fucking start stream button was stuck. And I'm not thinking anything of it. So we streamed like 2-3 hours, beat that game. That game was torturing us. And I never was live. Oh, shit. I'm laughing. Cold Blood don't think that's funny. Oh, my God. Woo.
That wasn't funny.
I was just thinking about that the other day because I want to go back and play it. You know what I'm saying? With some of the new shit that's on there. But dude, oh man, that was a hurt piece. That was a hurt piece. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Do us a huge favor. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new or you're watching this on VOD. We got a hell of a show for you today. We're going to be talking a bunch of shit on everybody. And make sure that bell is marked to subscribe. I mean, mark to all your notification bell. Cold Blood and I was just chatting earlier, and he said he was getting notifications late. And I know at times you guys tell me similar things like that. It's YouTube's goofy algorithm, and what I've heard is when you're getting that goofy shit, just you gotta like toggle or retoggle the notification, like turn it off and then toggle it back on to all. So it probably wouldn't hurt if all you guys did that right now, if you can. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that you get everything together. Also, if you look at our goals, because we're gonna start bringing back members raffles. Our Discord is done. We're gonna start rolling that out. Let me put the link to the Discord in here right now. Holy crap! Where's the MM2K Network Discord? So we got a new Discord, folks. Come on in. Come on in. This post up would say, "Come on in." All right, new Discord. Come on in. Chop it up. Let's talk that shit. Swap, spit, talk shit. All right, new Discord. Check us out. Come on in. If we're active and we're playing games like Cold Blood and Old Man Gaming Guru, not too long ago, they was in there playing some Marvel Rivals and shit. You know what I'm saying? So come, you never know when we're gonna hop in, and shoot the breeze or play some games. Definitely, we're gonna be doing members raffles and all types of shit in there. As a matter of fact, just to get the raffle thing going. We got a goal for you. If we can get up to 10 super chats, teal or higher, if we get 10 super chats, $5 or higher, I will give $25 today. We'll do a $25 raffle for any card. It won't be cash. It's going to be card. So you tell us what game platform you want the $25 for. We'll get you a gift card for that wherever you're at. Okay. So yeah, if we get 10 super chats of teal and higher, we got until the end of the show for that. All right. Okay. What's up to everybody in the chat? Let's shout out the chat. We got El Pachi with the orange cat whistling. We got Darth Seth 24. Now, Darth, shout out to my brother Cold Blood. Because I was about to say, man, what is you talking about? But he clarified it for me. And I feel like a dummy because you were just simply echoing what I was saying in the video, in our prelude video. He says every FromSoft Souls game is only playable on the PlayStation. Yeah, that underscores what we've been saying. People have been like, Cold Blood, you just console war. You just, which I hate that fucking term. You guys just fanboy. No, apparently you don't watch our content because we start talking shit on PlayStation, which we will again do today. We can always find room to talk about PlayStation. And then half of y'all motherfuckers leave. So you don't watch the content, okay? Secondly, yeah, do we kick around Xbox a little bit more? Yeah. They make themselves an easy target. So the fuck what? But it's not as necessarily kicking around Xbox as much as we're kicking around the fanboys in the community that are lying to other gamers and trying to deceive other gamers. But yeah, back to your point, Dark Set. Yeah, again, the PlayStation market, the PS5 marketplace is the most powerful gaming marketplace out there today. As of today, even with the issues that we're going to talk about today, like when we get to the Jonathan Rodriguez, thank you for the sub, my good friend. Even when we get to the about the showcase and the things that are kind of glaring there, despite all that, the PlayStation 5 marketplace is the B's G's of gaming marketplaces. That's why their financials were out of this fucking world. this past fiscal quarter, out of this world. Sony was even surprised they were so good. It surprised Sony. So yeah, and it's for reasons like this, Darth Seth, that FromSoft Souls games, if you want to play every single one of them, it's only one place you can go. I'm not saying there isn't anywhere else, and that's how I interpreted it at first because I wasn't thinking it through. No, if you want to play all of them and you want to go to one place to play them all, there's only one marketplace where you can do that. It's the PlayStation 5 marketplace. All right. That's a very powerful proposition. And it's only going to get more slanted in the PlayStation side, being that, what is it, Katakawa and PlayStation or Sony is working on publishing deals via PlayStation. It's only going to slant more in their favor. We don't know what that fully means yet, but it's only going to benefit PlayStation even more. And High on Life 10 High on Life 1012. I don't know why I can't read today. Says it'll probably be the same in the future. Sony holds the keys to publishing and lead development. Yeah, you know Sony's easing their greasy hands in the whole process, and I don't blame them. Look, man, I'm not gonna go on the diatribe, not just yet. This is a game that's been played forever, and for those fanboys on the green side that sit there and try to use rhetoric like the money hat and Bogart. That is the fact that Sony, or not Sony, the fact that Microsoft Gaming doesn't do that across with partners. And when I say Bogart, I don't mean Bogart the developers. I mean Bogart the deal, to make the deal. Being that they're not out there making deals for games. They want to just buy up the property. Now that's bullshit to me. I'd rather the property still be independent, so we ain't got to see Tango work type of shit. And man, was that Ninja? What's the name of them? Cold Blood. I forget that made Hellblade. Ninja Theory.
Yeah.
I feel bad for them motherfuckers. Because it could be, all over again. Tango Gameworks all over again. They put that shit, they were like, oh, this didn't do well here. We're going to put it on PlayStation and we're going to sell them off. Hopefully, at the very least, if something like that does happen, which I hope nothing like that happens, because that's too disruptive. And there's always losers, even if you sell off the company. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it does, hopefully they do get sold off. But yeah, man, that's what made the 360 competitive. That's why I don't this era of fanboy, like the era of fanboys before. Being a fanboy is never a positive. Sometimes you can look from the periphery and laugh at their antics and shit like that. You know, like you see that bratty kid that's out on the street getting smart with their parent, and some of it is comical. But at the end of the day, you still want the parent to bop the shit out of them and shut them the hell up, right? That's how I look at fanboys. So some of the rhetoric and shit can be comical, but it's never good to be a fanboy, right? These fanboys of this generation, though, particularly on the green side, they are the most unconsumer group that I've ever seen in my life. Everything that made Xbox even a competitor, y'all argue against because Microsoft Gaming says so. I've seen it all the way back from last gen, parts of last gen. It's not all about bullets and headshots. Yeah, Shannon Studstill, or not Shannon Studstill, but what was it? Shannon Loftus said it's not about bullets and headshots. Sea of Thieves, yay! Let's chase black chickens and pigs, yay! Y'all went from that shit to whatever else they've been selling you, and now you guys are singing the praises of what crispy 30 frames per second. Even Obsidian knew that was some bullshit, and they knew they had to postpone Avowed to get that shit right, to get it 60 at launch. So, yeah, man. Hopefully people understand that these current fanboys, Xbox fanboys, they're doing the platform such a disservice. If more of you followed and listened to Brad Sams, and we've talked about Brad Sams over and over again on this channel. If y'all followed and listened to Brad Sams and were more forceful to Xbox, like how Sony fanboys are, At the very least, they have some standards. They're like, Concord? Oh, hell no, Hermhost. This is unacceptable. In contrast, y'all sitting there capping for Redfall in unison. Don't get me wrong, there was some PlayStation fanboys capping for Concord. But in unison, y'all were capping for Redfall. And because there at least is a standard, some type of standard with the fanboys on the blue side, they were clapping for glee when I think Nishido was made the official CEO of SIE and not Hermholst, because they have a standard. So, anywho, if they High on Life 1012 says, hey, if they were bold enough to keep Bloodborne and Demon Souls off there, I don't know. It'll probably be case by case basis. We got Ice Queen Gaming and now she says, hey, MM2K, I'm in bed poorly, but getting better slowly now. Plus, I think I got a 20. Ooh, Ice Queen Gaming. I hope you don't have that 48-hour bug that's going around where it fucks with your stomach. I'm going to tell you, I had that last weekend. I don't wish that on my worst neighbor. I mean my worst enemy. I don't want Post Up to get it. I wouldn't even want Post Up to get that shit. That was painful. It's just utterly disgusting. Like the human body should not be able to do the things that goddamn virus makes you do. It's fucking horrible. Just stay by the bathroom. That's all I suggest. Get you a sleeping bag, put it at the foot of your toilet. Don't fucking move. But I hope that's not what you got. And just have a bucket of water next to you, because it's only gonna sit for 5 minutes and it's coming out of somewhere. You know what I mean? Hate to be gross. Hope you guys ain't eating dinner. But yeah, that was horrible. I'm still not 100%. Like to this day. And my wife just looks at me and she laughs. I can't eat like big meals. I mean, I never could really eat big meals for a while, but like, you know how you'll have dinner and you'll have fish and all that. I can't eat that. I can only eat like maybe a salad, a little bit of tuna fish. Like me and tuna fish, we're like the best of friends now. I mainly eat tuna fish. I've probably had like a chicken wing over the last week or so. You know what I mean? So yeah, nasty stuff. All right. Let's see here. Michael Morden says, I thought the showcase was good. Gave it an 8. Yeah, Mike, we're going to talk about that. I mean, Cold Blood and I have different perspectives on it, and I don't think either perspective is wrong. But I'm going to say this. I'll say this right now. There's a problem. And what I don't think is it's a problem necessarily like PlayStation is doomed. I think it's a respect problem. It's a PlayStation consumer respect problem. Because I went into that showcase underwhelmed. I'll just say a little bit. I went into the showcase and came from the showcase underwhelmed, but not horribly upset, because I don't want to say I lowered my expectations, but I knew what it was. I knew what it was. Like, say if you go to a party, somebody invites you to a party and they're like, oh man, we're going to come to this party. We're going to have the greatest food. You're going to love this shit. And you come in there and it's just cheese and crackers. After going through that event the last few times, you're like, okay, it's cheese and crackers if I go to the party. But let's say if that person shows up at your doorstep with a fucking turkey, fully cooked and potatoes and they just randomly show up with the shit. I'm not saying that's okay. Oh shit. I'm not saying that's okay. I'm saying it's a respect thing from PlayStation where they tell you that these showcases are coming, They know people like us are coming, the hardcore coming there looking to be astounded, and they're not even trying to astound you. They'll sprinkle you a little something, and what they do is they randomly show up at some time during the year you don't never fucking know, and they come and bring you a fully cooked turkey. Now, if you looked at that showcase and you were upset, it's a respect thing. But I'm gonna tell you how we got here. We'll get into that later. We'll talk about our thoughts of that. But yeah, it's an interesting case. But I do think that showcase signifies a respect issue from PlayStation. I don't think it's a sign of trouble. Look at the last financials. Clearly, there's no trouble. But it's a respect thing. We'll get into that. One of the heads at Ninja Theory left before Hellblade 2 dropped, but bots didn't want to talk about that, but want to talk about Ted Price. Yeah, look, man, Darceth, here's what we got to understand. Shit's rough over there for them. I mean, these financials are crazy. Like, who would have, number one, with all their rhetoric, you could have never said, or they would have never guessed in a million years, bro, that last fiscal year, they would have sold more consoles. You understand the thought process of an Xbox fanboy. There's a direct correlation, and that Discord shows everything. The Discord that was revealed shows the hive mind that they have. Like, they have to, things are so bad over there that they have to have a what do they call that? They have to have like a meetings area. They gotta have a war room. If you guys know what that is, that's where all the top White House officials go and they congregate to talk about how to tackle something, nefarious or something complicated. It's so hard defending Xbox that they had to create a war room for motherfuckers to come and congregate there and say, okay, how do we explain this? How do we address that? There is no such war room for PlayStation people. PlayStation people stuff just falls in their lap for them to sit there and attack. Don't get me wrong, they might have little clusters, you know what I'm saying? Like we all do. Everybody has their little clusters, little groups where they congregate and talk or whatever. But there is no concerted grassroots efforts from the PlayStation side to sit there and funnel news. Okay, what do you think about this? Did you hear that? Did you hear that Post Up said this? Yeah, Post Up, yeah, he's really out there doing this. Yeah. So here's what you do. Cold Blood Sensei, I want you to go out there and say this. And then the rest of us will say that. There is no such effort over there. Because there doesn't need to be one. Because really, over the last 2 years, Xbox has been giving PlayStation fanboys red meat to attack the Xbox platform on. And they don't care. So what you got to understand is that the PlayStation, the Xbox, they're hurting, man. And when you look, there's no way you can look at these financials and walk away from them bad. Like they tried, and that's why I mentioned Derek. I really like Derek Strickland of Tweakdown. I really didn't want to call out his tweet. And then I saw that he put out there earlier, yeah, trying to report news. It's really like, no, when you report one side of it, people are going to come for you. You know what I mean? Like, we can't talk, Sony always puts their profit margins out there. Nintendo always put their profit margins out there. Nintendo saw a 32%, now they're still in double digits, but they saw a 32% dip in their profit margins, right? And they're not dealing with what PlayStation is dealing with in totality. PlayStation is dealing with some, cost of parts and shit being extremely high for the PlayStation. Now they're both dealing with the shuffle of the yen, but PlayStation is dealing with some temporary production things that, again, they'll subside, and they have more, you know, they garner more revenue, so they have a higher ceiling to bring in more gross profits, even though Nintendo's profit margin is crazy. Sometimes it'll be around 30% or some shit like that. But with that said, they've dipped tremendously too. And according to data that's put out there, for the entire calendar year, they only made $8 billion. So their profit margins, from what I understand, dipped like 37%, and they only made $8 billion because, you know, the Nintendo Switch 1 is about to sunset. That's a temporary thing for them. But if we're going to talk profit margins, let's talk profit margins, and what is Microsoft's profit margins? And if Microsoft doesn't reveal the profit margins, put pressure on them to reveal it. If Sony didn't reveal PlayStation's profit margins, there would be a fucking public hanging. So that's why people are attacking you. You can't make up these quarter arguments and then expect no response, because it looks like just pure, unadulterated and unsubstantiated red meat to a group of fanboys that you sympathize with. And we've talked about profit margins here extensively, and we've explained why, yes, the lower than desired profit margins by Sony leads them to doing bonehead shit, like their PC strategy and this, you know, the different variants that they put games into. And we've talked about that, but we're going to talk about it all. Not only will we sit there and criticize Sony on what they're doing based on their profit margins, let's fucking talk about Microsoft. And if we don't know Microsoft, if you want to talk about profit margins, then put pressure on them to reveal it. Don't just use it as a Debbie Downer because PlayStation knocked it out of the fucking park. If y'all follow Brad Sams, I swear to you, if you guys follow Brad Sams, look at PlayStation and look what they've done in reaction to its community. They haven't done everything the community wants, but the community is having some impact. Fucking Herman Hulst was on a fast track to being the CEO. And the community started showing their displeasure with the motherfucker. And now Nishido's up there. We started bringing awareness, and people started becoming more aware of Hiroki Totoki. And we knew he wasn't going anywhere, like from the company. But he took a layer back away from his hands on the gaming part and put it in Nishido's hands. That's all we wanted. So maybe we can start course correcting from some of the goofy shit they were doing when Jim Horion was hyperventilating over the ABK situation. But you're only seeing that, bro, because these mugs, they don't know what else to do. I'm not even mad at them. They're a rabid dog backed into a corner. You're seeing all types of crazy shit out here from them. Jazz Gordon talking about the real growth is on PC. Then yeah, crap, the world is upside fucking down. Then you got Crap Gamer coming out there. Of all people, no, Jazz. 42% of these new PlayStation owners didn't have a PlayStation last time. He completely ignores that and just continues on his diatribe. Yeah, real games, real trends are on PC. And it sounds like it's something out of that Discord or something similar to that Discord. It's all a manufactured, hive-minded message. You see it all the time from that side. Remember when Jazz was talking about, what did he say? Remember when the message was, Xbox has more consoles out there than they ever had? Remember that message from late last year? That didn't work, that fizzled out, so they go back to the war room and they come up with something else. It's all contrived bullshit. And they look at us like we're the console warriors. No, we're just calling bullshit. You can't, if you have a fucking race, let's just say it's me, Cold Blood, and I'll pick somebody, Darth Seth. We're running in the race. Cold Blood blows us all out. Darth Seth comes in second. And 50 minutes later, I come in last place, right? I'm eighth. For some reason, it took me 50 minutes to do the 40-yard dash and shit. I come in last place. You can't sit there and have someone, say if Ice Cream Gaming wanted to argue on my behalf, well, he's the best runner out there. He's really the best. Show me he's the best runner. Because we just saw him. It took him 50 minutes to finish the finish line in the 40-yard dash. Like, you guys are trying to make this console war. No, it's just facts. We're looking at it and we're telling you that the rhetoric that you're putting out here does not match the performance. It's dog shit. It has nothing to do with console war. It's facts. Now, even though that I came in last place, if you like the tennis shoes that I'm wearing or the gym shorts that I wear when I run, and that therefore I'm your favorite racer, fine. That's what you like. But comparatively to the other racers, competitively, I don't stand a chance against them. Everything shows that. That's not hating on me if we're talking in contrast to the other runners. And when you watch a race, most people watch to see who wins. Just because you've garnered a parasocial liking or developed a parasocial relationship with me, the 8th place runner that takes 50 minutes to do the 40-yard dash, it's not beholden on everyone else to throw away their objectivity and say, well, you know what? Yeah, his shorts are cool. We're worried about that now. No. But yeah, man, that's all it is. They have nowhere else to go. Their backs are up against the wall. They are fucking done. They are done. And this is the last throes of them before they're finally thrust from all relevancy. Again, and this isn't the first time we're hearing that PC dumb shit. Oh, the real new growth. 42%. They broke a record for the holiday season. The most they've ever sold. Unit wise, not necessarily even just dollar wise, unit wise. So you can't sit there and say, well, of course things are more expensive. No, they've sold the most units ever from what we understand. Ever during the holiday season. I'm not trying to doubt PC's growth or its growth potential, but God damn it. You broke records in units sold, and 42% of that was from new people? And you want to disregard growth? What are we doing here? These motherfuckers are over in China, tapping a brand new market. A lot of those mofos could be from China because Black with Wukong was on the platform. It doesn't matter. It's growth. It's potential. See, here's the problem. Here's the number one problem with that fan base, and then we're going to move on. Your problem is you fall too easily for Xbox marketing. They give you a bunch of hypotheses. unproven theories. And you fall for it. Oh yeah, it's gonna work, this is gonna work, this is gonna work, xCloud's gonna work, this is gonna work. And none of it works. While PlayStation is actually following proven mechanisms. And it's working. And you're mad at PlayStation because what they're doing is working and what's happening at Xbox isn't working. So the side that's following the people that are doing the proven stuff, you call them fanboys. Make that make sense to me. They're fanboys. Microsoft has gone day one on PC and they ain't seen shit happen. They ain't seen the matter of fact, before ABK, before they had to buy the biggest publisher in the world, they had the slowest growth revenue out of the big three since they went day and date on PC. Now, they've tried everything. They released day and date in Steam. Still didn't do a fucking thing. You know what did something? PlayStation. Them launching on PlayStation made them the #1 publisher in December. And guess what that's doing for them as a publisher? Them launching on PlayStation now opens them up to the markets that PlayStation are going to. Xbox as a platform could never make inroads in China. PlayStation is. So now that they're opening up PlayStations in China, Microsoft can now sell games in China. Are you following the dominoes here? So when I show you guys the org chart and I tell you Phil Spencer, Tim Stewart, fucking Matt Booty, they're all going to Cancun. Sarah Bond ain't going on vacation with the motherfucker. She's left at the office trying to figure it out. They've essentially segregated the hardware from the software, and they've prioritized selling the software, and the hardware is taking a back seat. Why? Because PlayStation's hardware is the one making the moves. I was saying to Cold Blood before we went live, I was like, it's like taking your #1 soccer or football player, whatever you call them, or not #1, but taking one of your starting football players and pulling them to the side. I'm like, no. You don't suit up and go on the field with us. Here's the towels. Take care of that. That's what they've essentially done to the hardware and the platform. They've tried. They've put them out there to start every now and again, and when it didn't work, okay, now you're going back to the towel. You're now the towel boy again. You guys can't be serious with this fanboy bullshit. It doesn't fly. It doesn't stick. It doesn't make sense. And we keep hearing, oh yeah, sell our games over there. Sell our games over there. It subsidizes Game Pass. Let me tell you something. Under no shape, form, or fashion is a line of business created to a whole ass line of business like Game Pass built to be subsidized by something else. Absolutely not. That is part of the loss leading strategy, meaning at first it's to be subsidized, but at some point in time it has to hold its own. So if Game Pass as it's currently structured doesn't hold its own, some changes have to be made. Like, for instance, the fact that there's Game Pass Ultimate. Or not that there's Game Pass Ultimate. Beyond that, the fact that Game Pass Ultimate is the only tier on the console now that gives you day and date games. If Microsoft can just blow money on Game Pass because they got it and it don't matter. I've heard that argument this week, which is fucking idiotic. If that's the case, then why do they keep raising the prices on Game Pass? Now that you're on PlayStation, let PlayStation subsidize it. Don't raise the price. And secondly, why are games not day and date Why are they only day and date in the most expensive tier? Why? Why can't I just have the old Game Pass Ultimate perk of being able to play on console and PC? Why must it be on the console? The only day and date games is on Ultimate. Why? It doesn't matter, right? Microsoft has all the money in the fucking world. They can just burn through the money, and it doesn't mean anything, right? Correct? Is this? I mean, come on now, right? They got all the money, so why did they raise the price? Why is day and date only in Ultimate? These motherfuckers don't hit before they don't think before they press send, and they want to call you the fanboy. They call me the fanboy. I was dealing with some motherfuckers in Derek Strickland's thread. I said, if I'm the fanboy, let's play this game, because I was bored on a conference call all day yesterday. I said, show me your tweets where you're criticizing Xbox. Poof, they disappeared in the air. I ain't never seen them motherfuckers again. You show me where you criticize Microsoft. Poof, disappear in the air. Never seen the motherfucker again. Time and time again. But I'm the fanboy. I said, come on, I had a whole list of shit ready. YouTube videos, tweets. I even told one dude, go and show me the last time that I criticized Xbox leadership on Twitter. Opposite of, when these financials came out. Show me. Poof, disappeared in the air. Don't let them call you the fanboys. Look, we all like to troll and talk shit. Whatever. If you didn't like to do it, then you wouldn't be here. We all like to do it. But when they fucking got Xbox avatars and pictures of Phil Spencer's left eyeball and shit as their avatar, and a picture of them kissing a sweaty sock that they found of his at XO 19, when that's their avatar, and you look through their thread, and it's all it reads, I love Phil Spencer, I love Phil Spencer, I love Phil Spencer, fart in my mouth. When that's all it reads, do not let those people, call you a fanboy. Call them out immediately. Expeditiously, as T.I. would say. Call them out. Read a little bit more chat, and then we're gonna get on with things. Calling it compulsion games or the next Tango game works. Good game, but day and date PC Game Pass will be a death sentence. Compulsion, they made South of Midnight. Yeah, here, I'm not trying to hate on the game, and I don't want to speak for Cold Blood, but he's made this known. The game it doesn't look tantalizing to me. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm semi-charmed by the stop motion gimmick. It's a nice gimmick, but I don't want to play with that shit, for one. And for two, there's nothing in the combat or anything of the game that makes me say, oh, I can't wait to play that. I will admit, excuse me, in the last showcase, it looked better, but the bar was so low anyway. Like 5 is better than 4. Doesn't mean 5 is a lot more than 4. So I'm not impressed. I don't want to put words in Cold Blood's mouth, but he's expressed the same thing too. Heard Avowed is not in a great state. I'm hearing multiple. It's a mixed bag about Avowed. I'm essentially hearing that it's mid. It's like, okay, it's not bad. It's not great either. That's what I'm hearing about Avowed. So a game like that, I'll find out. I mean, I think it's released publicly now. If you got Game Pass, there was no way on God's green earth I was paying $25 to try that out. No way, absolutely not. It says it's just my opinion from the financial show, and Yotai and DS2 are coming in 2025. They're probably getting their own shows. And Michael Meridian, that's what I'm thinking too. That's what I'm thinking too. But here's my problem. I'll throw a little bit of it out there because we got so much to talk about the financials. I'll throw this out here, and then but we'll still talk about our scores of the showcase. I get that. I get it. And look, Porter Rock sent me a slide not too long ago. Let me see if I can still find it. Shout out to Porter Rock. Shout out to the homie Porter Rock. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember when he did this presentation. It was a great presentation. Yeah, here it goes. Shout out to P-Rock. So he sent me this slide because I was doing it for a show, and I asked him, I was like, bro, you gotta let me get that. He was like, no problem. He sent me this slide not too long ago. And here, let me see if I can make it bigger. How do I make this motherfucker big? Grid view. All right. So when you take out third party or second party exclusives, meaning at the time that the game released, the company was not part of PlayStation. When you go and look at all of the first party and IP owned content, that means it's made by a first party studio. Sony owns the IP as well, because those are the games that we're like, oh, these are the games that that are the best of the best from PlayStation. Here's what you get from last generation. It's not as many games as you think. And again, I'm not excusing the release cadence of games. I just want to, before I go and break down my point of view, I just want to show you guys this that may not have been aware of this, because because you hear this big talk of first party, and this even comes from the Xbox people too. Yeah, y'all ain't got no first party this year. When it comes to first party games that were made by a first party studio that Sony owns, here's what you actually got last gen. Killzone Shadowfall, one game in 2013. 2014, you got Drive Club and Infamous, 2 games. 2015, you got nothing. 2016, The Last Guardian, Uncharted 4. Now in 2017, you did get 3 games. You got Gran Turismo Sport, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Uncharted Lost Legacy. 2018, God of War. Well, where's Spider-Man? They didn't own Infamous at the time, or Insomniac at the time. 2019, you got Days Gone. 2020, T-Lu 2, Miles Morales, Ghost of Tsushima. So what are we, 5? We're 5 years in. This is the 5th year. Granted, this year it looks like we're only getting 1 game. We're the 5th year of 2017. We got 3 games under that category. But as you can see, we're only averaging around 2 games a year that fit that category. I will be honest. Last year, we only got 1 game that fit that category. We got 2 games. In 2023, we only got 1 game. We got 2 games that fit that category last year. Unfortunately, the second game was Concord. So we're kind of on par for if you average out everything, it's around 2 games a year. So far, the only year where we didn't have that, I think, was the year Spider-Man came out, which was last year. This year, all we know of is Ghost of Yatai. We don't know if there's rumors that just the Venom game could be, I don't know. It could be another year where it's only 1 game like that. But just so people are aware, and shout out to Porter Rock for providing this, is that when it comes to first party studio, first party owned games, it's not in an abundance as it was last year or last gen. So my question is, okay, we got Ghost of Yatai coming this year. It's pretty much a given, pretty much that Death Stranding 2. We also know about Lost Soul Aside, but we need more. I think we need at least 2 more. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at this now look at this with, you know, just the entire what the dude put out there. Well, no, this still doesn't have everything on it on this one. Because the only difference between this one and that one is MLB Show wasn't included because MLB Show is not first party owned. Oh yeah, and Gravity Rush isn't on here as well, and Knack 2 isn't on there because I don't think that I don't know what those circumstances were. I don't know if they were made from outside studios or what. But regardless, there was more. So yeah, we do need some more. And in year 5 of last generation, yeah, there was a significant lot. You know, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exclusive titles. Now, how many did we have last year? We had, I mean, I hate doing it. Nah, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to count the Uncharted 2 remake or remaster, whatever the fuck it was. We had Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We had Grand Blue Fantasy. We had Stellar Blade. We had Rise of Ronin. We had Concord. We had fucking Astrobot. And we had Silent Hill 2. So that's fucking 8, bro. Oh, no. I can't count. 7. We had 7 exclusive titles last year. If you want to be technical, you could say 8. But I'm not including Uncharted. I'm not going to do that shit. I'm going to stick with 7. So all I'm saying is, I'm hopeful that PlayStation has at least some more second party, third party exclusives for 2025. We need to see more. That's the respect thing that I'm talking about, because look, here's my thing, man. You ain't got to give us exact dates on everything. You ain't got to show everything all at once, but like, if you're going to have a showcase, you not need for your hardcore gamers, you need not to just have a showcase that shows, you know, one here and one. Don't drip feed us. Like what Xbox did, I think was a good blueprint. They put out like 4 or 5 games that spoke to hardcore gamers. Regardless if you liked all of them or not, spoke to hardcore gamers that at least would garner their interest. And said, here goes some shit for you. That's what PlayStation needs to do. Just put out 4, 5 games for the year that speak to us. Let the developers talk. Then you can do all the state of plays in that format that you want. But they're kind of like, it's like they're thumbing their nose at their hardcore gamers as far as transparency is concerned. And like, look, we'll show you when we show you. And that's in post Concord. That's not acceptable. Yeah, we kind of trusted you until you hit us with Concord. Once you hit us with Concord, you gotta be a little bit more transparent. So kudos, I will give Xbox kudos on that. What they did in their preview, the developer preview, I'm not saying I jumped all over out of my shoes and socks, got all creamy knuckled for everything that they showed, but no, that format is a blueprint of what we need from PlayStation. They need to pick out 4 or 5 AAA hardcore games that are going to be exclusive to PlayStation. Show them shits to us. I don't give a and look, I'm a Borderlands fanboy. I love Borderlands 3. Love 1. Was impartial to 2. But I don't give a fuck to see a Borderlands 4 state of play. It ain't even exclusive. The fuck they getting their own state of play for?
The disrespect, bro. The disrespect I was feeling when they said state of play for Borderlands 4, bro.
Bruh.
I was like, what the fuck?
Well, let's get into it now.
Do they own Gearbox now?
Exactly.
If they're not owning them, then what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
The only time I could understand a state of play from Sony that wasn't first party was Final Fantasy 16. That I can understand.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an exclusive. It's Borderlands
exclusive.
4 gonna be an exclusive?
Yeah, it's exclusive.
I don't think so.
Oh no, Borderlands 4. No. It's not at all. It's like
Then what the fuck does it get a state of play?
And it's like, remember when didn't Suicide Squad get its own state of play or some shit? Or was it part of a big state?
I think it was just at too many of those state of plays. I think that was the issue.
Or they spent like a whole 20 minutes showing Suicide Squad at one of the state of plays.
Oh, you're right. There was something like that. Yeah. I remember.
To me, that's disrespectful. I get
absolutely.
I get why you want to let your casual audience know. Do that in a YouTube video. Just do that in a separate YouTube video that you just put out there. But when you do a premiere, you're gathering that's for the hardcore. Like if you just drop, hey, PlayStation just dropped a 20-minute video on Borderlands. I mean, we'll be like, oh, what the fuck? That's for the casuals. But when you have an event, bro, where motherfuckers are coming to the picnic table, that's what the hardcore do. Casual gamers aren't like, oh man, state of play is live. They're not doing that. That's for us. And to gather us around the table for what you showed, to me, that was disrespectful. I'll just say this. To me, the state of play was a 6.5 out of 10. I'll let you go cold blood in a second. I'm just going to say it's a 6.5 out of 10 because I knew what I was getting, because I saw the patterns from PlayStation. They no longer feel like they got to cater to the hardcore, except out of when the game comes, they'll do a state of play then. I don't think that's good enough. But cold blood, what did you think of the state of play? And what are your thoughts on it? Overall.
If Returnal 2 wasn't shown there, I would have been hella pissed.
Yeah.
You are lucky that you showed me one of my favorite games getting a sequel. Mm-hmm. Or not really a sequel, but something in the same realm.
Yeah. That
I really liked this generation. If you didn't do that, oh my god, we would have had a different conversation right now, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Because doing that fucking Days Gone shit on this state of play, you fucked up.
Yeah.
You absolutely fucked up. Telling these motherfuckers when to expect Stellar Blade on PC, you fucked up. You're not supposed to show that shit there. That is disrespectful to me as a console player. It's absolute disrespect, bro. They literally have a PC symbol now for these state of plays.
Yeah.
That should just tell you where they are going with this shit. In the future, expect this fucking PC symbol to be almost at every fucking game that they show. That's all I'm saying. This state of play just is a fucking bad omen that is happening.
I'll say this. I feel differently about Days Gone. And then Porter Rock said something yesterday that made me realize, that's what they did. Number one, I think Days Gone probably is up there as one of the most shafted games out there. I almost shafted the game. And somebody gifted the game to me on PC, and then I ended up getting it on PlayStation as well. And I'm like, holy fuck, this is one of the better PlayStation games out here. Like, what the fuck happened? There was so much bullshit around the game, and I know it was buggy at launch, but it didn't get the light that it's due. All right, so I think you have a lot of casual PlayStation gamers that maybe saw the score, avoided it, and PlayStation seemingly moved on from it. Shout out to Juice, that's a member for 10 months. He says, MM, the hardcore isn't the hardcore anymore. PlayStation dudes are only playing COD and multiplayer. No, that's not true. There's still a hardcore. There's still like the top 5% of PlayStation gamers out there that don't just play Call of Duty. You want to know why? Because you're here. You're of that top 5%. Cold Blood is. Everybody's here that's of the top 5%. Don't get me wrong. The 95% are the ones that are playing Call of Duty, Fortnite, and all of this stuff. And yeah, the state of play is for them. But what you need to do is, if you're going to do a state of play, I think, to me, it just makes more sense. And it pains me to say this, Xbox has a better pulse on this than PlayStation. If you're going to do an event that's premiered or is live or however you do it, where you're gathering people around and they're watching simultaneously and you're not just releasing it as a video, then fucking just pick out the top 4 or 5 games for the hardcore. Show us Lost Soul Aside, some more shit of that. I mean, it's cool that they had that thingy of Annihilation, but that's not exclusive. Show us Soros, show us some exclusive shit, maybe sprinkle in a couple of cool looking games. Now, we've seen Lost Soul Aside multiple times, but this is the first time we got a date. So I would have liked to see Lost Soul Aside, Soros. Yeah, a couple of these cool looking AAA games that are multi-plat, but mainly let it be just 4 or 5 exclusives, sprinkle with a couple of multi-plats. That's it. That's for us, the 5%. Drop a video, drop a sizzle reel, drop a 10-minute video, or you can still drop this 20-minute video, but just drop it as a video. That's for everybody. Hey, welcome to our PlayStation Community Showcase. You know what I mean? That has an appeal of an ambiance of casual. Oh, okay. This is including a bunch of casual shit along with the shit that they showed us. Like, do that next week. I hate to say it, Xbox has a better pulse on the presentation of this. I'm not saying the games are better, but they got a better pulse in the presentation of it. The 5% isn't going anywhere. You just got when Jim Ryan, as much as I applaud a lot of things that Jim Ryan did, along with his schizophrenic nature of handling the ABK deal, another thing that Jim Ryan did, which was fucked up, is he completely botched fanfare. We have to admit, since Jim Ryan been here, the only good state of plays that he's had, unless I missed one or Cold Blood can think of, is the God of War state of play and the Horizon state of play. That's it. I can't think of any other ones. He's completely botched fanfare. And I'll tell you guys another thing too. I told this to people in the members. Decisions have consequences. And you can listen to my member. I'm not going to get into that here. Listen to the members video. I warned everybody, not because I like making up shit, but I know why business people do what they do. I've been in Fortune 500 business for 25 fucking years. When I can smell grimy shit from an executive from a mile away. When y'all gave them the pass to not go to E3 anymore and didn't say you don't have to go to E3, but a showcase is a standard. When y'all said you ain't got to go to E3, you'll just show us the games when you show us. When you said that to them, they said, oh, okay, gotcha. And the only reason why y'all said that is because the puke pundits kept shitting on their showcases. And I warned y'all, don't fall for that bullshit. The puke pundits are only doing that because they want PlayStation to do day-and-date games like Game Pass. That's the only reason why they're shitting on PlayStation. Ignore that. Let PlayStation come up and be accountable and have to show you every year what they're working on. Force them to do that on the main stage like an E3 or even a PlayStation con or something like that. Because if they get to keep doing these rinky-dink state of plays, they're going to show you what the fuck they want when they want. And if they had to be on a main stage similar to an E3 or like that, they would have had no choice but to show you the dog shit like a God of War, MMO, and some of this other games as a service bullshit they would have had no choice but to show you Concord earlier. Because that's what those stages forced them to do. And then what could have happened is y'all would have seen this shit and y'all would have said, what the fuck is this? Who the fuck is for God of War MMO? What the fuck is this Concord? And they would have had to nix that shit a lot sooner. There would have been a lot less whatever Ben Studio was working on, they would have had to show you that. You see what I'm saying? Now y'all see the relevancy of these type of shows. It's a respect thing. The moment you gave up your respect, and again, I'm not talking to those that thought the show was fine. If you thought the show was fine, whatever. But for those of you that are upset, the moment you gave up your demands for respect, a Fortune 500 company is going to take advantage of it. I foresaw this. Then when I saw the patterns of the state of plays, I knew coming to the state of play and be like, whatever. So, Juice with the $5 says, I am hoping this Days Gone remake is a sign they are willing to reinvest in the IP. I know Pete in Porter Rock put something out there. I didn't get to. He got to see. What are you going to say, Cold Blood?
Forget it. Wasn't that clear enough? Or why do you pause?
No, I was drinking something.
Okay. I was like, what the hell? That's all I wanted to say. Forget it. There is no Days Gone gonna happen.
I don't know. Here's what I can say though. I know why they did it. And I'm not mad at them for doing it. And if they were gonna do it with all games, like the Last of Us one, I didn't. But I get why they did this one, because it didn't get its shine, and now it's going to get its shine. But here's the thing, and I didn't realize this until I saw another video from Porter Rock. I forgot that PlayStation's fiscal begins in April. And when does this game release? April 18th. They already, when they released these numbers that were blowing shit out of the water, trust me, they didn't just find out last week. They've been knew. You know this several months in advance how things are tracking. You get reports all the time from vendors, vendors that have access to data like Circana and stuff like that. You get to see this and you get to see the trends in advance. They knew this. Their profit margins went up 17%. This is something they've been fighting all generation. They're sitting there thinking, holy fuck, we got a shit ton of new consoles out there. We blew it out of the water this fiscal year. We might have back-to-back 20 plus million console years ever. It'll be the first time ever. Holy shit. We got all these new PlayStation people coming. Guys, start working on and they probably had them working on this earlier last year. They had to have, because they would have seen this trajectory earlier in the year. That's why they're doing it. Now, if it was any other game, I'd be like, this is bullshit. This is a waste. But again, so many people, and I know it's for the people that finished the game. That's just like, this game just essentially just came out 2017. I understand where y'all are coming from. I totally get it. But I'm telling you, this one makes sense. It makes sense to the point to where it may not necessarily create a sequel. I'm not saying that it won't either. It may not necessarily create a sequel, But if this is successful, what this does is it signals to them, okay, do we have more hidden, like, is this a franchise that we can revive, that is worth reviving, that we can look into and see if it's the right time to maybe extend the IP? I'd rather them do that than waste efforts on day and date PC, or take these studios and have them work on games as a service. Primarily what they should be working on is new games, period. And I think this tracks more to new games than the other shit that Hiroki Totoki and Jim Ryan were proposing. So I'm not saying that it is going to lead to a sequel, but I'm not going to say that it's not going to lead to a sequel. If all these new people that didn't have PlayStations before, if they buy the shit out of this, this is not like the other remakes where they've already squeezed all the juice out of it. This is something that got shafted. If they thought it wasn't worth pursuing anymore. If motherfuckers flock to this and buy this, they might entertain a sequel. They might. And I'd rather them work on that than bring another game to PC, because it's pointless. So, all right. So those are our thoughts on the PlayStation part. We kind of went out of order, but that's okay, because you guys brought up the question. I blame y'all. All right. But shout out to Porter Rock for that again, for giving us that slide. Okay, so Xbox. Let's talk about Xbox, man. Yeah, boy. So Avowed is out, right? And Avowed is getting mixed signals. I don't know, Cold Blood. What I mean, it's landed at 80. It's a hard 80 on PlayStation. I mean, no, Jesus Christ. It's a hard 80 on the Xbox console. People are saying that they enjoy the combat, but I don't know. Did you see Kid Smooth's video where he was doing combat in Avowed? Did you get a chance to see that?
Yeah.
I don't know. That didn't look good to me at all.
It didn't look good to nobody.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Now, I've watched some people play it, and everybody that I've seen play it, it's only like 3 people. Everybody that I've seen play it didn't like it. I mean, how do you see this game doing long term? You think it's going to sell well, or you think it's just going to be another dud, another Indiana Jones?
This is going to be another Game Pass fodder.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be number 1 on Steam and shit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what did that show us? No, it's nothing when you're number 1 on Steam for a week.
Yeah, the week of
nothing.
Launch. Yeah,
it's like you just sold 100,000 copies that week.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you too. You know what I think is hurting these Xbox games?
Game Pass.
No. Okay, you tell me if you think I'm wrong, Cold Blood. And I'm not trying to hate on Xbox games. I don't feel like Indiana Jones, even though they may look good in aspects, these are not AAA games. They might be using impressive tech from, Unreal Engine 5, and we've seen a lot of AA games come out recently that looked fucking awesome. But I don't...
Brother, I will just redirect you back to Matt Booty's comment.
Yeah.
AA games with AAA polish.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that meant, now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know what the fuck that meant.
Yeah. But here's my problem. Here's my thing, though. Okay, if it admittedly is a AA game with AAA polish, should it have a AAA price tag? Like, I'm surprised. I didn't know that Avowed was $70. It's $70 on PC, bro. I'm thinking it was like $59.99 or $40, you know what I'm saying? I did not know that Avowed was $70.
Back when Matt Booty said that, there was no talk about $70 games yet,
Yeah, Yeah, it's robbery, and yet I'm with you, Siru21. I think that's robbery, and that's not me trying to be an asshole or trying to hate on. These are not $70 games. Redfall is it? Okay, Starfield. You can make the argument Starfield. It's just a bad $70 game. Redfall's not a $70 game. Okay, Forza, whatever, but that was a buggy bad one too. I think Starfield, Call of Duty, Forza. All these other games that they've launched, they should be like $50 games or less. And so, yeah, I think they're overpricing themselves. I think that's what's hurting Xbox. If they were honest with themselves and said, look, we're making AA games with AAA polish and put AAA prices, put AA prices on them, because they can't be spending AAA money on this. Like, I get where Indiana Jones, you probably paid a decent fee for the license, but there's other Indiana Jones games where I feel like maybe they paid a fee for the license, but they charged a AA price. I really feel like Xbox is shooting themselves in the foot because they're trying to beat you in the head with a cash register. These are AA games that just happen to have AAA aesthetics in areas because of Unreal Engine 5. And a AAA game ain't just because of how it looks. So if you don't have a AAA budget behind it, which...
So, I would agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But when the developer said, expect some jank.
Yeah.
you should not have asked for any money. That motherfucker is early access.
That motherfucker's
like,
free to
what
play.
the fuck are we? What the fuck are we doing here?
This game, I can't believe it's it's $70. Look, let me show you guys. This game is $70. Here it goes right here. I'm not lying. And here's the thing, Cold Blood. You release this at $70 at the same time that fucking Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is out there at $70. Or is Kingdom's Come Deliverance 2, I don't even think it's $70. I think Kingdom's Come Deliverance 2 is $60. I could be wrong.
Yeah, for you in America, yeah.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. So yeah, of course, the launch week, it's like that bullshit that and Matt, I love you, Matt, but golly, bro, y'all kill me with this trying to throw Xbox a bone. Like it's not about dogpiling on Xbox to keep them down. It's about being honest with them so they can straighten the fuck up. Like talking about, oh yeah, Indiana Jones sold the most and it was only second to Call of Duty. Nothing else significant launched with it. Of course that's gonna happen. Same with the launch week of what's it called? With Avowed. Nothing else significant is launching this week. Like what's the name launched last week? What cats? You know what I'm saying? Romantic 100 romantic cats? They're gonna lose to that? What are we doing here? ZM desktop elf? Like what are we doing here? So that's why when they tell you, oh yeah, it did well. It's launch week. Let's see what it did for the fucking month. And I think that's the problem. These are not $70 games. Matt Booty said it himself. These are, hold on. Let me see if I can find that quote. Matt Booty, Xbox, talks double A games with AAA polish. Let's see here. Says Matt Booty, exclusives won't be 90-hour AAA games, but close to AAA as possible. Yeah. He says, in a recent interview, this was at Game Informer, Matt Booty stated that games from recently acquired studios aren't going to be 90-hour AAA games, but they can be close to AAA games built by small teams. And you got to remember, it takes years to develop games. So he said this in 2020. So the teams started building games based upon his philosophy. And I don't have a problem with that. Like, if you're like, look, man, outside of Call of Duty or outside of what Activision Blizzard is doing, outside of a Diablo, we're not even trying to compete on the AAA market. Like Activision Blizzard is our AAA studio. Bethesda is our AAA studio. Like Bethesda Softworks, that's our AAA studio. Outside of them, we're going to give you a bunch of tasty morsels, or however you say it, of games. Let PlayStation go all out on a AAA bonanza. We got Activision, we got Bethesda, we got Halo, Gears, and Forza. Outside of that, everything else is going to be bite size or nicely packaged AA games that, are close to AAA, but okay, I'm cool with that. If that's your business philosophy, that could be a winning business philosophy. While I'm waiting for the next AAA game, I can get me some of these bite-sized morsels of AA experiences where they're like 85, hovering around mid to high 80s experiences, 80 to 85, right? And to be fair, I don't know too much about what Avowed actually is, but it's an 80 meta game. It's 79 on PC, but it's an 80 meta game. Okay, on the lower end of that track. I'm not mad at it, except you're charging $70 for this shit. I listened to Mr. Matty Plays, and I think Mr. Matty Plays is probably one of the most fair Xbox people that you're going to get out there. This is his stick, these type of games, right? I'm not a big Obsidian fan when they make these type of games. I love Obsidian's top-down games, like the old Pillars games and shit. When they make those games, I like those games. I don't like when they make these like I didn't like Outer Worlds. Right. So my thing is, okay, you make this game and it lands at an 80. But it's clearly, Maddie Play said, Cold Blood, that you can tell in this game, because it was supposed to be a multiplayer game or MMO or something like that, and they changed their mind and made it a single player experience. But a lot of the multiplayer components are clear in the game, and it doesn't fit well in the game. It doesn't make sense. So I guess that's the jank that they're talking about, right? Okay, so you leave that jank in there. Fine. You still got a decent...
No. Wait, no. The developers are very aware this game is fucking broken.
Mm-hmm.
Because they told the reviewers some steps how to get out of some broken areas.
Oh, wow.
Where they couldn't progress quests and shit.
Oh, shit.
They know exactly that it happened.
Oh my God.
And they also got new bugs that they now have to fix from the reviewers.
Oh my God.
This game is janky as shit, bro.
That's bad. That's really bad. That is so bad.
And the only version that is kinda okay for now is the Series X version.
That's bad.
Because they probably had the most time to work on the Series X version, because the PC version is just bad, bro.
Wow.
Broken saves. Apparently it also fucks with your system. I don't know how that is even possible. But yeah, a fucking single player game fucks with your system.
Jesus.
So that's crazy.
Yeah. If I'm advising Xbox, which there's no excuse, I don't give a fuck if the game is $5. Having bugs like that is unacceptable. But opposite of the bugs, if I'm advising Xbox, I'm like, your problem is your games are too expensive. Like Indiana Jones, like a AAA experience is not just the aesthetics. It's the aesthetics. It's the things that you can do. It's the gameplay loop and in the ways that you interact with the game. So we'll take a game like Indiana Jones, for example. It can look great. Storytelling is great. Great cinematography and all that shit. The gameplay is boo-boo soup. It's doo-doo souffle. Gameplay is trash. It's very mediocre. The nicest way I can put it is it's very mediocre. It's not a $70 gameplay experience. It's a $50 gameplay experience with all the other nice bells and whistles. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. And so, yeah, and that to go to that argument of, well, Xbox is releasing more first party games. I mean, yeah, that technically that is true, but we're not getting any bangers. That's for sure. So like, what do you that would be like Ubisoft. Yeah, we put a whole bunch of games on PlayStation. You really want me to jump out of my fucking socks for Star Wars Outlaws and shit? Avatar and shit? Like, you want me to celebrate that? Like, come on, stop it. Stop it.
At first, you want us to celebrate those games
Yeah,
until you found out how dog shit they were.
My God. Oh my God. You talk about waste of resources or waste of a studio? But yeah, that would essentially be like Ubisoft coming up to Skull and Bones. Yeah, see, Ubisoft released Skull and Bones in a 12-month period, Cold Blood. You know, like IGN run that article. In a 12-month period, Ubisoft released more AAA games on PlayStation to play. So what? So what? Whoa.
Wait, are we doing a competition now? Who can put out the most flops in 1 year?
I guess so. Yeah. It's the Flop Olympics. You didn't know? You didn't get the invite to the Flop Olympics? Like, come on. That's what I said. These mugs are desperate. And Ryan McCaffrey even put that out there. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Corey Massey says the game media and the content creators are cool. Bro, they're up against a wall. They have nowhere else to go. They're rabid dogs cornered in the wall. And it's that's all they're doing, backed up in the corner. Just going rabid, foam and spit, just slinging everywhere, hitting motherfuckers in the mouth. And they're just saying the most absurd shit. And look, the craziest is coming from the journos. Jazz with his crazy shit about the, you know what I'm saying? Well, Crap Gamer had to backhand him. And I feel like Crap Gamer was a lot nicer than he should have been. And Jazz just completely ignored the factual stuff that Crap put in front of his face and is towing this Discord line. Oh, Jazz is just a blogger. I forgot. But okay, we'll continue on. Ryan McCaffrey, who's like a supervisor or has some type of leadership role at IGN. PlayStation, Xbox is releasing more flops on PlayStation than PlayStation is. Then he closed out his comments because he knew, you know, because again, it's rabid dog. I'm cornered in the back of a wall. And then look, to prove. Now, again, he's been guilty and been caught on this before, even though I like him a lot. He's a nice guy. The homie Derek Strickland. He got a little bit of rabies going on too. It's only 7%. You know, profit. What's Xbox's? If 7% is only in this current market, like if you're creating a dynamic where that is bad in this market, let us know what his competitor got. It's competitor that's putting everything everywhere. Because I'll tell you this, it ain't looking too hot when your gaming revenue was negative 7%. Right? Theirs is negative 7%. Let's screw the hardware. Screw the hardware. Even though the hardware is important because it's tethered to the marketplace, let's go into this alternate universe that Xbox fanboys want us to go into. The hardware doesn't mean anything. Okay. Your total gaming revenue is negative 7% during a period where you were the #1 publisher for that month. What's their profit margin then? You don't have an answer. Or when you get one, then tell it to us. Then, whether it's higher or lower, then we can derive a story from that. But now, Corey, you're just hearing a bunch of rabid dog, foam flinging. It's overism. They don't know where else to go.
Wait, Mouse. Please clarify. Is Crap Gamer back on PlayStation side? Because
I can't.
this is red alert immediately, bro. Fucking DEFCON 5 if he is back on PlayStation side. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Oh my god.
Oh shit.
If Crap Gamer is back on capping for PlayStation, holy shit, we are fucking cursed.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. And shout out to Crap. I ain't got no problem with Crap. Like I said, for those of us that know the history, way back when you know I was good friends with their former producer of Mooch and Crap show, his name Jay, and I ain't heard from Jay in a while. It's probably because I don't like Xbox. Like some of these people take this stuff personally, and friendships get lost because of the piece of plastic that you know. God forbid if that's the way we looked at it. Cold Blood and I would never be friends. You know, it just shows the level of maturity. You guys call us so many names, but because I don't like your favorite piece of plastic, you don't want to associate with people anymore. It's a level of immaturity that, you know, is pathetic. But anyway, yeah, I was defending a friend at a time, so I thought. And I had did a video out there that didn't put Mooch and Crap in a good light. Mooch seemed like he's over it. Crap, I don't know. So whatever. But nothing against Crap. I have no problems with Crap Gamer, except like you said, I hope he's not rooting for PlayStation. Because a lot of y'all might not know this. And I'm not saying this is a proud thing, but I'm the one that started the Crap curse. the whole moniker, the Crap curse. I was messing with him on Twitter a few years ago, and I called it the Crap curse a while ago. But here's what I will say, Cold Blood. Here's the good news. When you see him on Twitter, he attacks Xbox because he's very disappointed. I don't think it's not so much that he's capping for play. I don't really see him capping for PlayStation. I see him angry at Xbox. But when you watch his videos, his videos are still like, Xbox destroyed PlayStation. What will Herman Holtz do? They're still like that. So I don't know how to take that one. Maybe he's in like the in-between space.
Let's never forget the time he came to PlayStation side.
Oh my, yeah.
Oh my god, the fucking curse was felt immediately.
Was that 2019 was like one of their worst, worst reported years or some shit like that.
and he did it right after his Game of the Generation, right?
Sea of Thieves. Yeah, Sea of Thieves. Yep, because Sea of Thieves came out 2018. And then in 2019, that's when he came to play. I remember that. And then that's Days Gone, had his bad luck spill. You know what I'm saying? Out of the gate, I don't think Death Stranding was doing super hot. And then, 2019 is when PlayStation sales were so offset because of how well they did in 2018. Yeah, well, everybody was calling it the Crap Gamer curse.
Wait, wasn't 2019 when Jim Ryan came in?
Jim Ryan came in that year. Yep, that's when Sean Layton, I think. Sean Layton wasn't going yet. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep, that's when Jim Ryan. Yep.
Holy shit.
Oh god. Or maybe Jim Ryan was there, or maybe Sean Layton was going in 2019. Yep. So, oh man, but yeah, his stuff is, so the good news is, if you're worried about the Crap curse, he's kind of like in a limbo land. He'll criticize Xbox, but then 5 minutes later he'll make a video. Xbox did the undeniable. PlayStation eradicated. Shout out to Crap. Oh man. Corey says Crap knows how the internet. Yeah, he knows how to make pro Xbox content. Yeah, that's it. That's it. He's playing the game. Even though I wouldn't do anything like that, and there's a content creator. I told him years ago. I said Xbox content is going to blow up. Like it's going to be ripe for the picking. And I told him, I said, people are going to take advantage of it. I said, you believe this shit. So you need to go out here and do it. I was like, even though I don't believe it, But if I wanted to, I could take advantage of it. I don't make content like that. My content is not based upon what's popular or what's hot. I'm in front of a mic telling you how I authentically feel and think. So I couldn't do that. But I said, you believe this shit, so you go ahead and if anybody's going to benefit from it, it should be you. And, eventually they ended up doing it. But I will say this about Crap. Even though he's taking advantage of that, he's not staking everything on it. Like he's giving you clickbait, but that's as far as it goes. Like he'll say something like, if Xbox dropped a nuclear fusion and it's over, the skin is dissolved off of PlayStation. You go watch the video and it's just talking about a controller. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not on there sitting there trying to do salt content or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing that goofy shit. He's clickbaiting you into the video. And these rabid Xbox fanboys they need to be burped and swaddled so much. The headline alone is enough to get them to click on the video. So I will at least give him that credit in some roundabout way. He hasn't gone full blown bot. He's just like, he's taking advantage of the rabid nature of that fan base and just putting out a negative PlayStation headline and they'll click on it. You know what I mean? So he's sitting there saying, look, if you're going to keep driving by my house and out that armored truck keeps dropping all this money in the street out of your armored truck, fuck it, I'll just start picking it up. That's his theory. So no, Broomstick is different. Broomstick is different. I think Broomstick purposely over exaggerates at times, but Broomstick has a definitive hate and a love fest. He has a hate for all things PlayStation and a love fest for all things Xbox. So at times, I think he purposefully says things like Helldivers is coming to Xbox. I believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because A, he wants it to happen, but B, he knows it's going to create a reaction. So he says it. But it's not coming from a place of, I'm just running a gimmick. It's coming from a place of, I hate PlayStation. To me, that's more nefarious. Because I've dealt with a lot of Broomstick, implings that will come here and they'll come on our videos and they'll repeat his rhetoric. And then I got to show them links and tell them shut the fuck up and fly a kite into a thunderstorm. And he's really deceiving people. There's one guy that I know. He's been on a podcast of mine. Used to talk to him in the Broadman Bullies Discord. He's a smart guy, but he's sitting there and he listens to this dude and he just absorbed the rhetoric. So one day he comes on our channel and he's saying all this stupid shit. And I'm like, bro, I know you. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, stop this silly shit. So I sent him a couple of links and sent him on his way. That's nefarious. That's different from a clickbaity, headline that gets you to click on the video. Then when you click on the video, it's about a PlayStation or it's about an Xbox onesie. That's different. I'm not saying it. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying it's different. He said crap gamers on crap gamers side. Yeah, I agree with that. He's on crap gamers. He on crap gamers pocket side. I'm not mad at him. Yeah, Boom Builder's channel off of deception and it's working for him. The question is, how long can it last? Well, the pin is out of the grenade. Evidence. The pin is out of the grenade. It's only a matter of time. Like I said, these dudes are, even those that, like I said, in Broomstick's case, where they're purposefully saying shit that they know is false. Like, these guys aren't crazy. They're saying shit. They're embracing the hate because they're getting clicks off of it. These people just go and do what they do in normal life, and they don't think about it. They just go look at their YouTube revenue and they say to themselves, it's working. That's why, opposite of a clip that I may see from Jamie's act that is funny to laugh at, I don't go to these guys' channels. I'm not adding a penny to their revenue. Because even though there's people that just are yelling back and forth at each other, there are actually honest gamers that just are not the wiser, that don't follow this on a regular basis, who you may pop up in their feed. They're going to make a purchasing decision. They hear your bullshit. They're like, oh, holy cow, I didn't realize that it was so strong on Xbox. Oh, I was going to go get a PlayStation. And they go get an Xbox. And they're like, hold on. What the fuck? The games are coming over to PlayStation? Oh, so. Yeah, so with him, it's different. A lot of nefarious stuff and a lot of deceiving of people.
Most.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that a good segue to the weekly checkup on him?
Let me see. Is Jamie, I got something on him? Hold on, let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he loves this shit. When we go and talk shit on him, he loves it. Because all it does is bring people to his channel. Because here's what happens. A lot of times, what you guys got to understand is people can't be shamed anymore when it comes to money. The moment they see $1, they'll toot their ass on the internet. Don't go twerk it up for $1. They don't care. People are that shameless nowadays. And here's what happens. You see a clip of Broomstick, you're like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot. I'm going to his channel and I'm gonna let him know that. You go to his channel, you say something, one of his mods block you, and he got you. You clicked on the video, you added, you increased the revenue RPM as you became a viewer. You know what I'm saying? And that's the end of it. You understand that, right? Like, if you by you watching the content, you make his content more attractive to the algorithm. When I say the algorithm, that's not just some old guy sitting there picking his nose in a basement. No, the algorithm is a collective of different things. There's something called RPM, that, the rate of the pay that you get per minute off an ad. The more people that are clicking on a video and watching it in duration, they increase someone's RPM. So when you come over there and you're like in his chat, like, oh, this motherfucker blocked me, and you're on Twitter, but at the same time you got his video running, you're adding to his RPM. That's why I don't go to these channels. All right, let's check out what Jamie got going on over here. Let's see here. My favorite YouTube account. Let me see. Yeah, weird they would wait to launch Avowed so close to Kingdom Come Deliverance. Hold on. Trying to see. Do we have anything else? That's Maddie Plays. Shout out to Maddie. That's that crazy back and forth between Brad Sams. Y'all should be listening to Brad Sams, man. Where's Broomstick? And here's another thing that I don't get, man. I don't see anything on Broomstick. Another thing that
okay, I sent you the clip.
Oh, you sent me the clip. Another thing that the homie Derek Strickland needs to chill out on is, oh yeah, I did see this. I didn't play this yet though. Hold on one second. I have seen this. And that's from X-Fold. Hold on, it won't let me. Yeah, he's playing the game real good. I can't be mad at him. I will tell you this though. Another thing that, holy shit, what the fuck? What the fuck? Well, we'll circle about that on the back end of this. Hold on one second. All right. Okay, let's go out this way. Let's pause this. Let's pause this music. Where's my voice meter? Where's my voice meter? Let's play this and let's react. We go. See what the broomstick got to say. Who? There might be some people, Cold Blood, that played the first Hellblade that haven't been following all this, that love the first Hellblade, because a lot of people like the first Hellblade, or a good amount of people. It was a cult hit. That don't follow this. It's the casual gamer that don't follow this. And I'm like, oh shit, I really did like that game. That will see Hellblade 2 on PlayStation and they might pick it up. I don't know. But nobody that's been following Hellblade 2 is creaming their trousers to play it on PlayStation. I haven't heard a single soul. I mean, what do you make of that clip, Cold Blood? It's insanity to me.
I just like the defeat in his voice.
Yeah,
the other dude, not Boomstick, the other dude.
C Money.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love it, bro. He sounds so defeated. And like, yeah, Boom can tell everybody how we shitted on Hellblade 2, and now some imaginary PlayStation fans are excited for it. He can tell it all he wants, bro. When it comes to PlayStation, inevitably,
yeah,
he's gonna be the only one hurt. he doesn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Because to us, if it comes to PlayStation, whatever, we don't care. But to him, that's another fucking exclusive gone.
Yeah. Yep.
And he probably gonna cap his fucking ass off for Avowed. just to see it also come to PlayStation, because it ain't selling.
Yeah. Like at this point, all they can do, they can't even celebrate Xbox. At this point, Cold Blood, all they can do is hate on PlayStation.
Well, they're doing a great job right now.
Yeah. That's all they can do. By
telling us it is what it is.
That's all they can do. That's the apex of what they can do. So a state of play comes out or something, you know what I'm saying? They can do that. But it all gets shot in the foot the moment Ghost of Ytai comes out, the moment Death Stranding comes out, the moment Lost Soul Aside comes out. Yeah, and you got a crap load of mid games coming over to Xbox. I mean, from Xbox to play, and I mean, the biggest game that they could potentially have is Gears of War E-Day. That could be something, but I doubt it because People Can Fly's working on it. They did Judgment, and I think Judgment was like the weakest entry out of the first 4 games. Definitely the weakest entry. People Can Fly.
Wait a minute. People Can Fly gonna make E-Day?
Mm-hmm. Or they're working on it, I think. Hold on. People Can Fly. Yeah, they came out.
What is Coalition doing that?
I have no idea. E-Day. Yeah, they announced again. It says People Can Fly is a Polish developer that is co-developing Gears of War E-Day with Coalition. And yeah, why Coalition can't do it? Well, part of it could be because I think they're using Coalition to train everybody on Unreal Engine 5. So that could be why. Like I think a good portion of that studio is going around to the different Xbox studios and training people on Unreal Engine 5.
But that's news to me that they are involved in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they came out with a letter like a couple weeks ago or a month ago on Twitter. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. And when I saw that, I said, yeah, mud butt. I was like, people that I do not like, okay, what was the game that they made?
Outriders.
Say that again.
Outriders.
Yeah, Outriders. I mean, there were moments about it that I was like, okay, this is cool, but between Bulletstorm and Outriders, like they haven't really done anything that was like creme de la creme. Oh, here it goes right here. Here it goes right here. And this was, this was last year when they announced this, right? Take a look at it. It says, important update from Sebastian Wojciechowski. He says today, no. That's when they let people off. They had another thing out. I guess I missed it. Oh, here it goes right here. Here it goes right here. They did a retweet. They said, we are honored to announce that People Can Fly is working on Gears of War E-Day as a co-development partner with Coalition Gears. Our studio has a deep history with the franchise as the lead developer of Gears of War Judgment and co-develop partners on Gears of War 1 through 3. Oh, so they did help out on 1 through 3. Okay. All right. Okay, I didn't know that. So if they keep the same capacity they did of 1 through 3, then fine. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Yeah, in that case, Gears of War E-Day might be something. That's it. And we're getting it, and from the look of things, we're getting it day one. So, I mean, like,
I really hope they don't fuck up Gears.
Yeah. Well, they co-developed 1 through 3. So if what it is that Coalition said, hey, look, maybe part of the problem is that we're doing things too differently. Let's see what worked when Epic was developing this. Oh, they had Coalition helping them on some shit. Okay, well let us get Coalition to help us too. If that's the mindset. Oh, did I just get a storm? Thank goodness I ain't got to go nowhere today. Oh yeah, that's right. There is supposed to be a flash flood. Yeah. If they're just trying to get them to replicate how they help with 1 through 3, I'm okay with that. But if they're doing anything more, oh yeah, no. that's going to be a mediocre fest. When I hear people can fly, I think of mediocre. I think of shit with potential, but it's like missing something. I felt that with Bulletstorm. I definitely felt that with Outriders. Like Outriders was cool, you know, because I think it was like, you know, towards the beginning parts of the generation, there really wasn't too much out as far as a co-op game. So, you know what I mean? All right, cool. But yeah, I don't expect much from it. What is this? PlayStation 2 release date window possibly leaked for Hellblade 2. Yeah, who cares? That's the last thing. I'd rather get a wisdom tooth pulled than buy fucking what's it called on PlayStation. Andrew Wilkins says good shooters consistently flop. Drawn to Death was unique and very good. Yeah, I don't have experience with that.
That's a hot take.
I will tell you that the last couple of Gears were not good. They were mid. They were exactly what I would expect out of a new development. It's like Halo. Like it feels like the heart and soul of Halo left with Bungie, and 343 is just doing all the superficial aesthetic stuff, writing it with the characters, and they don't have what it takes. They don't have what it takes. And they're making like soulless games that just don't have the magic there. And that's understandable. That's what makes art unique. You can't sit there and have Edgar Allan Poe make a series of pieces of art and then you tap him on the shoulder and say, okay, you get up and we're gonna have MM2K replace you. And I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Even if I do, I can't replicate what you did because art is organic. That's coming from your thought process. You know what I'm saying? And things that you relate to. I'm a completely different person. So unless I went through the exact same things that you went through, and I can completely relate with why you make art that way, all I'm doing is making a superficial, aesthetically cloned, but soulless version of what you made. You can't just you can't just give a game like that to another studio. It doesn't click with them. And I hate to say it, the moment, even though he, you know, Lawbreakers and whatever other game he made, that was some dog shit. The heart and soul of Gears was fucking Cliff Belinsky. Gears is not banning cigarette smoking and doing all this other shit that you were doing. That's not the fucking Cliff Belinsky is a 90s baby. He's from that 2000 era, that dude bro. He's from the dude bro 2000 era. That the Gears is heart and soul is fucking dude bro all over it. So if you try to go in a different direction to dude bro, you better know what the fuck you're doing. Or if you're just trying to replicate this without the dude bro, then you're not getting a good game. So that's what made Gears work. It was strictly dude bro. .343 doesn't have the passion of it. Yeah, they don't have it. I don't think it's that they don't have the passion so much, Mary Wilcox. They don't have the imagination that Bungie had. Bungie is a different artist. It's like, who's the dude that did the, because he's from here, from where I live. What's the dude that did the Campbell soup shit? I can't believe I forgot his name. Campbell Soup artist. I can't believe I forgot this dude's name. Andy Warhol. You can't take Andy Warhol inspired work and then just grab another artist off the street and say, okay, I need you to make Andy Warhol. Even if the other artist is good. Andy Warhol sat there and became world renowned making Campbell soup can art and shit like that. Like, you got to be in a certain state of mind to even make that work and make that famous. You can't just grab anyone off the street to replicate that. That is something attached to the original artist. So unless you have one of the original artists there that is helping, develop this at the core, it's a fruitless point. It's pointless. And I know they had Jason Staten come back and forth to Halo. Apparently, he wasn't enough. He wasn't enough. Yeah, you can't do it's art. And that's why this regime of Microsoft has no business in gaming. They don't get the art part. They're just trying to find a way as a corporate conglomerate to replicate and conveyor belt this shit and mass produce it and make a whole bunch of money out of it. They don't get the art part. Well, if it looks like this and, got this tech in it, it should sell. Mass produce it. Okay, next one. Looks like this. No, that's not going to work. And I'm sorry, without Cliff Belinsky or those original developers at the core that were working with him, and nothing against my homie that's working on what's the dude's name that's over at Activision Blizzard now, making Diablo, Rod Ferguson. Nothing against Rod Ferguson. He worked on BioShock, but BioShock was a different game. This is Gears. Same with Halo. The way Bungie approached Halo. Come on now. You can't replicate that. You can't just grab, I don't care if they're good. You can't just pull anybody off of that. That person has to be able to, they can't just even like it. You could get a bunch of artists that like Andy Warhol shit with the Campbell, but if they're not in that mind state to replicate that art, if they're not built off that same crazy juice that Andy Warhol was, it's a fruitless task. And that's what Xbox don't get. You can't just have people working on this. You had to have some of those original developers or it ain't gonna fly. It ain't gonna fly. I'm sorry. So let's see here. Says that this is why Naughty Dog couldn't just hand factions to another team. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with that, Corey. I totally agree with that. You can't do that. It just wouldn't work. And that's why I said, and I know a lot of you disagree with me, but hopefully you understand now that when I said you shouldn't have been so quick to dismiss an E3, because the moment they would have had to go on stage and announce a fucking MMO God of War made by, who was it, Bluepoint? Y'all motherfuckers would have revolted, rightfully so. And someone would have had to go backstage and shake Jim Ryan out of his delusion. Like, dude, slap him across the face a couple times. Dude, wake up. You are on a paranoid streak over ABK. Wake up. But you can't just take what Cory Barlog made put it in the hands of Blue or whoever the hell that was going to have making it. That just sounds doofus like. And when they would have announced it, like nobody would have clapped. I think everybody would have turned and looked at each other and like, huh? You would have just heard this audible gasp. You'd have just heard all this chattering and you know what I'm saying? And then everybody would have zeroed in. Yes, you heard right. An MMO God of War made by Bluehole or whoever. You know, huh? Some of this goofy games as a service shit that they were trying to do, y'all would have called out on stage. Jim Ryan, somebody would have had to grab him backstage, shake his ass, and slap him back into reality. And then Ben Studios, whatever stupid ass games as a service title they were working on, they could have stopped that early. Maybe there could have been something else coming from them next year. You know what I mean? Like so many resources could have been geared back into the right direction. Never tell a Fortune 500 company they don't have to be accountable. I don't care what Xbox fanboys are saying. They're irrelevant to the discussion because they don't have any standards. They go wherever Microsoft goes. Come on now. They're sitting there on the podcast. You just saw them. Your first party games are going to your competitor. You're still sitting there making podcasts, talking shit on your competitor, but your first party games are going over there. There's nothing for you to discuss anymore. But they just go with the win. They're irrelevant. Can you imagine when Dreamcast shut down and Sega stopped making consoles and they start putting all their games on PlayStation? Can you imagine if podcasts existed back there and Sega Dreamcast fans were still talking shit on PlayStation? They would have been shut down back then. This type of crazy bullshit wasn't tolerated back then. For some reason, it's being tolerated now. What's up, Devil Shooter? Yeah, you can't take my work and add my home cooked spin on it. Yeah, and call it yours. It's not going to work, especially if you ain't in the kitchen like me and knowing what flavors I combine. You weren't raised with me and you didn't use these spices. You just got a list of spices and you're trying to replicate the recipe, but maybe there's something I didn't write down. I because I do the cooking here for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Because I work from home, so there might be times I might make something and something may pop in my head like, oh no, let me add a little bit of brown sugar in this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then me and my wife will be eating it, be like, oh, what the fuck you do this time? This shit tastes good. Yeah, it just hit me, man. Just a little pinch of brown sugar in this motherfucker. Oh, whoa, wow, you can't. It's off the cuff, artistic stuff like that on the fly. You can't just grab anybody off the street, like as Corey alludes, and you can't just do it. And Microsoft is a mass producer. They're a big conglomerate. They don't understand this. That's why they're so bad at this. And that's why now they're charging you $70 for essentially $50 games. I feel like if they shaved $20 off these games, what they're trying to do would work better. It's not horrible that Avowed is 80. I mean, we can point out a whole bunch of shit, but it's not horrible that Avowed is an 80 meta. It would make sense it's 50, and it probably would do tons better on PC if it was just $50. It's a $50 game. You can't tell me, bro. If these motherfuckers put $200-300 million in Avowed, they need to shut down Xbox yesterday. You can't tell me these mugs spent $200-300 million making Avowed. You can't tell me that. These mugs, they had, even though they had to redo it, this got double, there's some AAA aesthetic to it because of Unreal. That's what Unreal does. But bro, come on. Come on. You understand what I'm saying? He said this new internet culture is cooked. They don't argue with facts, they argue with feelings. I think it's beyond that too, Corey. I think You guys have coined the phrase tourists. There's a whole bunch of tourists here. That's what it is. They're not gamers. They're not gamers. Most of these, bro, let me tell you something. Shout out to King Thrash. So matter of fact, fuck it. I'm gonna show y'all real quick and then we'll move on. Here's the thread right here. Because if you engage with me on Twitter, I'll be cool with you until you're an asshole with me. Once you start bringing out the pitchforks, I'm bringing out machetes and bazookas. I can show you I can be a bigger asshole. So after Derek put this shit out here, right, about the profit margins, I said, hey, Derek, in contrast, do we know what Microsoft's gaming profit margins were? I know during the FTC trial, there was mention they were single digits as well. Since acquisition of ABK, wanted to know if that's still the case. Try looking here, and I took a snippet of one of his articles, right? You wouldn't believe the fucking bullshit I got. Like here goes one. Can compare Sony and MS. MS can have single-digit profit margins for 100 years and still be around. Sony does not have the luxury. And he has the nerve to call himself Gamer Brain. It should be Gamer Anus. Because this is the dumbest shit I've heard throughout all of this. Like, here's the problem with that. Number one, we're talking SIE versus Microsoft Gaming. It's not the same. And each subdivision has to be accountable for what they produce and what they don't produce for one. Secondly, if it's true that Microsoft can just sustain hit after hit after hit, and it doesn't matter, why did they raise Game Pass? Why did they raise Game Pass? Why did they regulate day and date for console people only to Ultimate? Why did they do that? Huh? Why can't they just keep sustaining hit after hit? Why out of Xbox Live did they take away, they give you those bullcrap 10 games or whatever they give you in the bottom tier? Why did they do that instead of continuously giving you new games every month like how PlayStation still does? Why did they do that? Why are they putting their games on the competitor's platform? Because they still have a console out there. Why are they doing that? If Microsoft can sustain bad margins or whatever, why are they more aggressively doing stuff to get better margins than Sony is? Wouldn't Sony be doing this shit? If Microsoft could just keep writing these checks into a black hole? Apparently they can't. So stupid. But here's just to show you where they're at. That was another dumb one. Is this the guy? No, I don't think that's the guy. Okay, here it goes. So this guy is an Xbox fanboy, and he thought that because I reposted something from Porter Rock, that he was going to call me a fanboy, and that was going to make his argument mean something. And I just simply went to his wall and said, "Are you like fucking high, bro? Like, look at your wall." You know what I'm saying? Like, calling someone else a fanboy should be legally stricken from your vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? And he's saying goofy shit like, "I'm making console war." Like, what the fuck? Like, how do you make console war? You can grab some oregano, some thyme and shit. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, so this guy hops into the discussion to defend him, and hold on, I'm trying to find, is it him that does the, oh yeah. So as I'm cooking him, because he's not making any fucking sense, he brings King Thrash into this. He says King Thrash is also known for his console war. Like, this shit sounds freaking to me. Like, it's not like he wants to say make love. He's making console war. He's making love. And King Thrash is also known for his console war. He made a special song which has not aged well. He does everything except PlayStation games, right? So I said, oh, he does everything but play PlayStation games? Okay, I got you. I said, if you got a problem with bro, tag him. Don't be a dweeb. And I tagged King Thrash. King Thrash says thanks, right? And then Thrash proceeds to ask him some questions. I don't think can I find it? Oh, so Thrash says, what's your PlayStation or Xbox? Let's compare. You know how Thrash is. And he keeps ignoring it. And I said, are you afraid to put up your numbers after you called out the man? So you deflect by essentially putting out an unnecessary tweet? Oh, this is about to get good. And what he does is he just mimics what he says. He says, double that. You made a video where you praise FTC. He keeps ignoring the point. Now, King Thrash responded to him. I didn't even see this part. So we're going to play this live on air because this is funny. He said, I bet I've forgotten more games than you beat, said King Thrash, and he quoted him. He says, doubt that. You made a video where you praised the FTC in the end. The FTC lost miserably in court and every country approved the activity. What does that got? Man, if you don't show your motherfucking gamer score, man, shut your ass up. But King Thrash responded to him because King Thrash is getting to the point where he's like, bro, we're not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and type all day. So let's hear what King Thrash had to say. Let's play this shit. Oh, let me pause it. Let's hear what King Thrash had to say to this dude.
We can't hear anything, Mouse.
Oh, they can't. You can't hear it?
Nope.
Oh shoot! Hold on. Why can't y'all hear it? Hold on. Let me see some. Y'all can't hear it now? You still can't hear it? That's weird. Okay, something weird is happening here. Why can't you guys hear it? Oh man, that sucks. Oh yeah, because I see it in my mic. It's not even playing. Why isn't it? That is so weird. Here, let me try something. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Okay, let's try this again. No, it's not.
Sure. You're not sure. You're pretty sure.
Y'all can hear it now?
That you gave more than me, but you don't want to prove it?
Now we can hear it.
Oh, you can't? Okay, all right. Let me go back. That's weird. So something happened. Oh gosh. Okay, I got to look at my audio setup. Oh, I think I know exactly what it is. I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. God damn it. Okay, all right. Let's do this.
This straight. You make a comment without tagging me saying that I don't game. So I'm on your mind, even though I'm not even part of the conversation, right? And you saying that I don't game, right? So then that nigga Moss was like, hey, talk to that nigga then. If you got something to say to that nigga, then I come and see the shit and see that you saying shit about me about not gaming. So I ask you, okay, well then let's compare. And you run the fuck away. You went from saying that I don't game to now you're pretty sure. You're not sure. You're pretty sure that you game more than me, but you don't want to prove it. I'm knowing that I game more than you. I know this. All of my shit public. I guarantee you that my PSN has more games beat on it than your Steam, Xbox, and PSN combined. But you scared. You worried about my music. I understand that I'm impressionable, nigga. I understand that I hurt you. I don't even know you, but you know my music? You know my music. And you mad about that still. Nigga, that song 2 years old. You mad? You mad? I wasn't gonna type none of this shit. I'm driving right now, dog. I'm laughing at this shit like, nigga, okay, so you don't want to show your credentials. You claim to be a gamer, but don't want to prove that you're a gamer. You listen to my music, and you on Twitter trying to talk behind my back like a weirdo. That's hilarious, nigga. Show your motherfucking credentials, or keep my name out your mouth.
So hold on. Yes, I know your music, he says, because you were very happy that the FTC. Why is this dude so fixated on the FTC? He says you were so happy that the FTC, the FTC tried to block the acquisition. Oh, shout out to PlayStation. With the 27 sec, he says, you owe me, bro. Oh, God. He says, so, okay, the King Fed, he says, I also know you were butthurt after the FTC laws. He says, facts. What's your Steam, XBL, and PSN? He says, I'm mad. Why should I be mad? Microsoft could buy Activision. I think you were butthurt. This dude refuses. He refuses, and he's focused on the FTC. This is the shit that we got to deal with.
This straight. You make a comment without.
That's the shit you got to deal with. This is the loony shit that we have to deal with. You guys understand this, right? You understand why it's a problem. He said the FTC case was the Xbox last. That wasn't even a W for them. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Now, and the way I've heard on a good authority, Microsoft would have rather have lost that $3 billion. I mean, if they would have, the best idea, the best thing for them would have been not to have the thingy at all, right? Not to have made the purchase at all. Because it's such a huge commitment. And they are concerned with the rate of return on it and how fast they can turn it around, especially when you have things like Game Pass getting in your way and messing with your overall gaming revenue. Like, look right here, -7 gaming revenue. Like something's got to give. And unlike that other gamer butthole said in that thread, you might see a situation where maybe not next year, but maybe the one after that, Call of Duty doesn't launch day and date in the Game Pass. You can see that situation. And you can see Xbox more aggressively trying to put games on PlayStation, even if it hurts its own platform. Why? Because PlayStation is making big ass inroads. Look at these inroads. 9.5 million consoles sold. I bet you a significant portion were in China. Xbox can't make it in China, man. Nobody's playing Xbox in Asia. Nobody. . Crazy, man. Crazy. So, all right. Let's talk a little bit more about the PlayStation financials. I'm here to tell you the financials were fantastic. They're astounding. They're astounding. The simple fact, and Brad Sam said it, the simple fact that they were able to sell 9.5 million consoles during a time frame when people left and right are echoing that the consoles are in trouble, like Brad Sam said, shows it's not a console thing, it's a Microsoft thing. Microsoft just can't sell hardware. Now, they greenlit something, and people are having discussions on what it might be. It sounds like, because of the rhetoric that we're hearing from Jazz and others, that it's going to be PC based. And that's why I believe that Sarah Bond started that committee. Remember, she started a committee for backwards compatibility, or backwards compatibility. Why would you start a committee for that? You ain't got to do all that normally if it's just backwards compatibility for prior consoles. That's not what this is. You are now having to develop backwards compatibility for a conversion from console to PC, likely. And that's not even a problem for Xbox games, but it's a problem for your third-party games. I can't just sit there and grab my GTA 5 PlayStation or Xbox copy and go to Steam or even go to the Windows Store and activate it, right? Well, you can't. Yeah, but you got to launch Rockstar's launcher, right? Or is GTA on Steam? I think GTA 6 is on Steam. But regardless, I can't just do that. Rockstar looks at that, and Take-Two rather looks at that as a completely different license. And they're not going to look. People done bought GTA 4 or 5 times over because it's done went into 2 or 3 different generations. 3 generations, really. They are not going to comply with, well, because you motherfuckers couldn't make it on console, you now want to come over to PC. Yeah, we're going to make that Rockstar license a PC license. Oh, no, 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 no. So they're going to have to figure out a way to emulate your console instance on PC. Now, that's not entirely out of the ordinary, right? If they're using the cloud or something, that's not, you can create emulators and stuff like that, and that's not out of the ordinary. And I think Rockstar would allow that. Here's the problem. Rockstar, for instance, what if you have a physical copy? What if you have a physical copy of a game? What about all your physical games? How is that going to work? Because there's a shit ton of people with a shit ton of physical games, even if overall there's more digital games over there that you got to put into emulation. You still got a lot of people that have digital copies. What are you going to do for them? How do you convert their physical copy over to a digital copy in order for this to work? That's all in the lap of Sarah Bond. This is Sarah Bond's committee to figure this all out. All Matt Booty's got to do is make it. Them motherfuckers got it easy. All they got to do is make games, put them on PlayStation. They're sitting there, shit, breaking out the Dawn Period, going to Cancun. They having a blast over there. Sarah Bond is going through it. So yeah, what PlayStation was able to do is phenomenal. Why? Because it's not, you don't just sell a console and it sits and it collects dust. You sell a console and then the console makes money for you by giving you access to a store. So now when you go buy GTA 6 with all these new users you see in orange, all these new users, which I'm willing to bet a large part of them are former Xbox gamers. Guess where they're buying GTA now? That destroys Xbox. That destroys Xbox. Where are these people buying GTA? And look, Xbox with this bullshit about we lost the worst gen that you could lose. When they talk about the Xbox One generation, no, you didn't. Everything is cross-play now. Everything is cross-progression. Those motherfuckers that were playing Fortnite and Call of Duty over on Xbox will now pick up Fortnite and Call of Duty on PlayStation and just pick up where they were at and play it over there. That's it. So many excuses from Phil Spencer, just an inability to execute from a platform standpoint. And you talk about leaving someone a mess. I mean, it's not like I don't think Sarah Bond had the right approach to make the platform lucrative anyway, because if she had the right mindset, she would have been like, you know what? Okay, here's the thing. If cloud is going to be at the centrifuge of what we do, then our current cloud setup is not going to work. Like, we got to roll something out, and we got to roll something out quick. Can we buy GeForce Now? Can we buy GeForce Now technology? That would have been the first thing I would have done, because I mean, I don't have any hardcore data on this, but some of the things that GeForce is doing, like, adding ads to the base level, which I think they should have done that to the free tier. I think they should have done that a long time ago. But then now they're capping hours. They're capping out, like, even if so on my $20 subscription, if I go over 80 hours or something like that, I have to pay for additional hours. That's a money drainage problem. There's something going on over at GeForce Now where they're losing money. So if that's the case, here I am, Microsoft, with my money, and I'm like, let us buy that tech off of you. But the fact that they're not doing that tells me that she doesn't have the right state of mind, because I am reluctant, unless they are working with somebody like GeForce Now or a very competent group to up the tech. As long as they continue to operate the way that xCloud currently operates right now, they are not serious about being a mainstream threat with their cloud service. Not at all. So I don't feel like Sarah Bond is the answer either. Definitely not. But I will say that y'all talk about Donnie D leaving a mess for Phil Spencer. Oh, no. Phil Spencer handed the keys over to Sarah Bond to a gas leaking, skunk filled rust bucket with a whole bunch of shitty diapers in it and a dead carcass in the trunk. That's what he gave her the keys to. There's no hope for that platform unless they gotta up the cloud. They gotta figure out this backwards compatible stuff. And they gotta make some good deals. Like here's the thing. Here's what I will tell you. No, because she's not even going to have access to that. All things game related. That fucking sucks. All things game related under Microsoft Gaming flow through Matt Booty. So she can't even really negotiate new deals, I think, with exclusive content. I don't think she can. Because you got to have exclusive content. And look, Xbox publishing ain't going to make it for you anymore. You might get timed exclusive, but you need something that's going to bring the milkshake to the yard. You know, you're going to need some milkshake to bring the boys to the yard. Matt Booty ain't going to help you. So. They are the most expensive cloud and the worst performing one too. Well, yeah, because now it's $20. Yeah, and you can get GeForce Now. You just not the ultimate one. You can get the standard GeForce Now at $9.99, and it's still better than xCloud because it's running under the power of a 20 series card. So it's still better than xCloud. So yeah, you're actually right about that. My mind is just laser focused on Game Pass. I mean, on GeForce Now Ultimate, because that's what I use to play. So yeah. So don't let anybody fool you. This PlayStation news is phenomenal. Again, we're not saying everything is perfect at PlayStation. The level of disrespect that the top 5% gets because of these showcases. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there weren't games shown that, that didn't garner some interest, but that showcase was not catered for us. They need to that was for the casuals. What they need to do is make a state of play or something that's for us. Just highlight 4 or 5 games the first half, highlight another 4 or 5 games the second half. And then what you do is after you highlight those 4 or 5 games, do a state of play or whatever you want to call it for the casuals, where you show all the 28, 30 games, including the DLC that you did. That's more of a casual thing. They need to do something for us. But opposite of that, PlayStation's about to kill it. They're about to knock it out of the park. Because once GTA 6 lands, all these people, which Cobla and I have been saying this for forever, all these people are going to leave Xbox. They're going to come here to PlayStation, and this is where they're going to play GTA 6. It's a wrap. It's over. It's over. And I don't even know, even if these people would have stayed, the console's falling off off the cliff. Let's just say if these people were like, well, let me try on the cloud, and they dealt with the cloud. I don't even know if GTA 6 is going to launch in the cloud. I don't even know if Rockstar is going to do it. They might. But if Rockstar does not launch in the cloud, particularly day and date, oh my God. I'm Xbox everywhere? Not if you don't have the biggest game on your platform. Not if you don't have that. All right, we can close out with this real quick. And you guys let us know in the chat what's your favorite game that has been shown. And you guys can't say Grand Theft Auto because, well, yeah, let's not pick the obvious choice for most of us. Anything opposite of Grand Theft Auto that has been shown so far, what is your most anticipated game so far of 2025? Like, what is something that you've seen gameplay of or was announced of that's got you the most excited as of today? I'm gonna start with Cold Blood. Is there a game that comes to mind that has been shown that's releasing in 2025 that has you the most excited today?
I mean, the only real release date we got is Lost Soul Aside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the only thing I can be excited about from the state of play right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the near future, you know.
Yep.
Well, if you count Monster Hunter, of course, but I was like, why the fuck is it even there at this point?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say Lost Soul Aside. I mean, and I'm looking in. I'm not a Doom, the Dark Ages dude. I'm not a Doom dude, all like that. I mean, I appreciate the game for what they did. That's cool. I played the other games. I could never like really get into them. I tried playing. It's just not for me. But you know, shout out to that game for the people that it's for. It looks like it's going to be awesome. I'm just thinking back to the Xbox showcase of the Ninja Gaiden games. They look cool too, but I really did, you know, I mean, like, I would say it would be Lost Soul Aside and the obscure, the clear obscure Expedition 33. Those would be the two games for me. But I'm hearing that Clear Obscure got pushed back. Is that true? I thought I heard somewhere. Let me see. Y'all let us know in the chat. Did Clear Obscure get pushed back? No, April 24th. Okay. So it sounds like it didn't get pushed back. So something else I must have heard got pushed back. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking real forward to that. I mean, I'm looking forward to Days Gone as well. I am too, but I'm talking about new releases. Yeah, Clear Obscure. Yeah, that Clear Obscure and Lost Soul Aside. Yeah, that looks good. That other game and fit whatever the fuck that game is. That had like some Stellar Blade vibes. That looks cool too. But yeah, I think Lost Soul Aside is probably the best looking game. So, but what do you guys think? Let's see what y'all got in the chat here. Let's see what y'all put in the chat. You guys said in the chat. Let me see. Digimon and Ghost of Yatai. Mafia Old Country. Okay. Yatai and Lost Soul Aside. Michael Morton says, did you see the collector's edition of Doom on PlayStation Direct with a physical copy of the game? Yeah, and that's another thing of what I wanted to ask. What's this dude's name? This goof nut's name? What do you call himself? Hold on, where's my comment at? Let me find. Yeah, Gamer Anus. When he said, can't compare Sony to Microsoft, it can't have single-digit profits. Some MS can have single-digit profits. If that's the case, why aren't they doing physical copies anymore for their platform? They can take any hit. Why wouldn't you do a physical release? Like, that is the ultimate scam. You're next to NVIDIA, the biggest company in the freaking world. You can't even do physical releases? Really? You can't do physical releases. But yeah, you can handle single digit. Yeah, I caught that. Crazy. So why would Microsoft even try to make money anymore? Again, it's this idiot logic that's out here that everybody wants to submit to. It's just beyond idiotic. And all they do is coalesce and congregate in these discords, wherever, and they come up with this goofy logic. It doesn't make any sense. You're right. Why would Microsoft make money anymore? Crazy. All right, folks. Well, that's it for today's show. We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us as always. We had a good time. Yeah, but if I had to give you guys a message, the biggest message would be, do not listen to when they call you a fanboy. Go through their thread, clip it, and give it back to them, and say, "What do you call this?" You know. So, and nothing against Derek Strickland. I really like Derek. I just think, yeah, like I said, so he gets too emotionally involved in this. And he starts putting out stats that he ends up apologizing for later. I mean, he's a nice guy though. Just misguided when it comes to this at times. And I didn't really want to even call him out, but I mean, I thought I asked a fair, legitimate question in a nice way. Like, what is Xbox's profit margins? And it's simple. Well, we don't have this. To be 100% clear, it's not clear yet. Okay, gotcha. And then I would have let it be. But the non-answer just tells me that, we got something to hide here. Like we tried something here. It's just, and again, I don't know 100%. It's very nefarious looking to me. All right. With that said, Corey Massey says, for me, Expedition 33, Metal Aiton, LSA, Doom, The Dark Ages, Midnight Walk. I have PSVR 2, Metal Gear Delta, Hell Is Us, and Directive 8020. I have all those games pre-ordered. Hell Is Us, I don't know. It gives me like Remnant vibes without the action. Remnant 2 vibes without the action. I don't know. I mean, I'm interested in seeing that. They're presenting it very well. The marketing team behind that game, but when I see actual game, I don't know. But we'll see. I think 2025 is actually going to be a good year in gaming. I mean, I know some of us PlayStation dudes are a little disappointing because PlayStation owned 2024. They just did. They came out just knocking motherfuckers out those first few months. Got Stellar Blade, got Wukong. That was a de facto, you know what I'm saying, exclusive. They released Astrobot, released Silent Hill 2, released the PlayStation 5 Pro. I mean, they were roaring. No wonder why they broke records. They didn't take any hostages, but they did Concord and they did that Horizon Lego game for the experimental slot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't flawless and there were some reasons for concern, but they came out rocking and socking last year. So I get it. Some people coming into this year are like, oh, you're not rocking and socking this year. And I get it. But I think overall it's going to be a good year in gaming. And if GTA 6 holds up to releasing this year, my goodness, I think it's going to be a good year for gaming. So, all right. With that said, oh yeah, AC Shadows. That AC Shadows does look good. That does look good. We'll see how that pans out. We'll see. All right. With that said, appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. We will see you later, man. And don't forget to join that Discord. Here, I'm going to put the link in there one last time. Don't forget to join the Discord. just come in there, chat it up with us. We're gonna we hop in there, play some games. We will have an official rollout, an official celebration launch, and all that stuff when time permits. But MM2K Network Discord, but definitely come in there. You come in there and say hi. Cold Blood might come in there and fuck with you and call you a bunch of names. You never know. You never know. All right, that's the Discord. With that said, we're out of here, everybody. Till next time, have a wonderful gaming day. Peace. Okie dokie.